Welcome to Blynd Submyshynz, where DIY bands submit songs for us to listen to and react to blind. Every week, we'll bring a guest from the underground music, arts, or entertainment scene to help you sort through mountains of new music. We go in blind, so you don't have to. Blynd Submyshynz.
Blynd Submyshynz!
Hey everybody, and welcome to today's episode of
Blynd Submyshynz.
Sexy Submersion.
Why is it sexy, Jeff?
It's sexy because 69 times 2 is 138.
Episode
Baby.
69.
It's episode 69.
Let's just keep saying that.
And we have a really fun guest, and
we
we
do.
were having some technical issues, so we just joined and started recording, and now we're recording an intro after we finished recording the episode.
So if the part after this sounds like a really weird segue, it's because there was no segue.
Now you know. We just started talking
you
about something. But our
You know what
guest...
my favorite thing is?
Oh.
Is when I see people at work that spell segue like the scooter.
No.
We're going to segue right here. Oh, that was a good segue.
No, it's a French word, I think.
Was it a good scooter? Okay.
I believe it's a French word.
I mean, it does look like cigua,
C'est quoi?
but, you know.
So who was today's guest?
Today's guest is Artie Shepherd. Also goes by Artie, though. Artie Shepherd, who is actually one of the co-founders and co-owners of Saint Vitus venue in Brooklyn, New York, one of the most famous music venues in the United States, I would say.
For heavy
music.
yeah.
For heavy music, everybody knows Saint Vitus.
Everyone knows.
Every band wants to play there. I mean, it's crazy.
They did a Nirvana after the Nirvana was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They came to Saint Vitus and played.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yep.
And if you listen to the Chris Enriquez episode, you've already heard that story.
Yes.
But holy shit,
Yeah.
a 250 cap venue gets the after party that Nirvana plays.
Yeah.
You're a part of the culture now, good sir.
Mm-hmm.
And he does talk about that a little bit.
Yep.
I did
Yep.
poke at him about it. So
Yes,
let's.
yes. But
like-
I also have to say, you know, he is in, and this is kind of how it came up because Chris grew up in Long Island, and when we had Chris on, we were talking about Mind Over Matter, which is one of my favorite bands from Long Island, and not just from Long Island, but one of my favorite bands from way back in the '90s. You know, when I was young, virile.
Get your walker, boy.
So, but he was also he started Mind Over Matter, and so I was super stoked to be able to talk to him. But I mean, he's also in a band called Aerotype 11, World's Fastest Car, which was the first band that Walter did post Quicksand after they broke up, and later became Rival Schools. He was in a band called Godfire's Man. He was in a band called Primitive Weapons with Chris Enriquez that had on from Spotlights. And then he even talks about this other band that he was in called Gay for Johnny Depp, and we'll learn the story about that.
I love the title of that band.
Yeah. But I mean, who wouldn't be gay for Johnny Depp?
In the mid '90s, nobody.
Probably a lot of people.
No, now
Nobody wouldn't have.
now
yeah,
he's a
that's
little-
true.
yeah.
Mid '90s, everybody.
not gay for Johnny Depp. Benny and June Johnny Depp,
Benny and
100%. Doing the muffin dance with the bread and the forks. Come on.
Oh, that's him at his peak sexy right
That
there.
is a deep Johnny Depp
You
pull.
know that. Damn.
Ask 100 people to name one Johnny Depp movie.
Won't be that one.
Do you think anyone would say Benny and June?
No.
I love that movie.
That was a great movie.
Yeah. All right. Well, fucking let's
I
shut
feel
up.
like we just say, well, this has been another episode of.
Nah,
okay.
let's shut up.
So let's bring him in, and why don't we play a little bit of his band in? I don't have it ready, so never mind.
Well, is that what it sounds like?
Not really. Okay, we're gonna play him in
What
right now.
What are you gonna play?
by his band with Primitive Weapons, which is also the band that we said that Chris is in, Chris Enriquez, that's in Spotlights as well, that we had on
And
who knows what
co-owner
episode.
of Saint Vitus
And
Bar. See, there's a reason to
There's gonna
record
be a lot of shit. Yeah,
to record intros after we do the interview.
exactly. Maybe we should just do it this way from now on.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll play him in. Let's bring in Artie Shepherd. Oh, nice.
thing today. So yeah, she got the silver medal. So it was all very exciting.
Oh, that is awesome.
Wow.
That's great. Yeah, you're talking to two girl dads here as well.
Yeah, girl
so.
dads. We each have a pair, so.
Yep.
Nice.
Sounds like we're at different stages, though. Mine are in college and
Oh,
middle
geez.
school. College and middle school.
Middle
Wow.
school. I got two
What
middle
about-
schoolers.
Two middle schoolers.
Two middle
Jesus
schoolers.
Christ.
Yeah, I got a 6 and an 8. Well, 6th and 8th.
So you guys have been through the whole, I hate you parents thing, all that stuff.
Yeah,
or-
currently going through it, in fact.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it kind of ebbs and flows. It's like
No, with,
sometimes we're cool.
with the older one, that's sort of a nonstop affair, starting around middle school, I think, and continuing
Yeah.
now, even while we pay her bills to go to college and whatnot.
It's an amazing feeling when you just like all you do is work to pay their bills and then they hate you.
And then they hate you.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Exactly.
I never hated my parents. I never had those moments. I always thought they were pretty great.
Yeah, that's good. I hope my kids feel that way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want her to hate us. I think in her case, it's just more of a personality thing. We just have clashing personalities sometimes, and it's a group thing. Like we all do really well, like with one other person or even two, but the four of us together somehow always ends up in some sort of battle.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it is
Stressful, man. It's so stressful.
I know
is.
it is crazy too because like we just realized, so she went away this weekend. She's up in Eugene, Oregon at the University of Oregon, and she went away with her roommate, who's a local, and two friends, and her roommate's grandma. And we were like, I think that's the first time she's gone on a vacation in her life where we weren't there. Like we weren't there to help her make sure she's got her snow clothes or like, just how is she getting there? What's the car like? You're in the mountains of Oregon.
You
And
worried
it's like,
she's like tripping balls right now? Or like
Yeah.
with I hope with grandma, I hope so. That'd be incredible.
That'd be awesome.
If
I've been there. Not with my grandma, but with somebody else's grandma.
Yeah, somebody else's grandma. Exactly.
this seemed more like a tough Central Oregon grandma, like driving a big truck and smoking darts in the truck and in the cabin and stuff. Probably had a rifle. Probably went out hunting while they were there.
What's the truck driver from Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Large Marge.
Large Marge.
Marge, yeah.
Tell him Large Marge sent you.
Tell him Large Marge sent you.
Oh man, that scene scared the shit out of me when I was a kid when I first saw it.
That was pretty scary.
When did that movie come out? Actually, that's a good question. Like, do I need to be embarrassed by how scared I was? Is really what I'm getting at here.
Yeah.
You guys have the whole world at your fingertips. You can find out pretty quick.
I know.
Right?
My brain extension. Yeah, 1985. Okay, fine.
85. Damn, good guess.
I was 11, so that's.
I was 13. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, did you say you were 13?
I was 12 actually. Yeah.
I was 12. So we're about the same age. This is a rare instance of
You're
us
like exactly the same.
having a guest that's our age.
I'm 49. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be there later this year.
That's
Well,
awesome. That's awesome.
There's nothing that exciting about it. So.
Yeah.
No, I
It's
feel
sort of like 39 or 29. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of shitty birthdays where like you're just before something, a milestone.
some milestone. Yeah, I don't
it's
know how
like-
I feel about milestone birthdays anymore. I don't think they really exist. 25 is the last one because that's when you can rent a car. That's what I decided.
Big milestone.
I'll say that my 40th was really good. My partner at Vitus got a Yes cover band to play
Oh man.
at Vitus and it was like a total surprise. Like my wife set it up and it was unbelievable. And they played for 2 hours and they brought me up and I sang and I was like so psyched.
Nice.
They couldn't get me off stage. I was like, it was so funny. So like 150 people there and they're like, oh, hey Artie, happy birthday. And I was like, just keep playing.
Yeah.
Hey guys, you're great.
It's your birthday. I mean,
I want to hear Close to the Edge.
That's funny.
that's so cool. That's so
It was
cool.
killer. It was amazing. For my 50th, they better get a King Crimson one or a Steely Dan. The same band does a Steely Dan cover band. So I'm
really?
kind of like, yeah,
I
I'm
feel
kind of
like
waiting for that one.
I feel like the venue might have enough clout at this point that you could just go ahead and reach for King Crimson themselves and not a cover.
Yeah.
They can't fit on the stage. There's too many of them.
No, that's true. No, this is true.
It's like two drummers. We can't put two drummers on the stage. I mean, we've tried. I guess we had Big Business, but Big Business was only running with one at that time. Like, no, I'm not interested. I did production for so many years that I just be like, yeah, that's not really possible. And then like Megadeth shows up and they have like ridiculous amounts of equipment, and you just kind of deal with it. I gotta say, road crews. There is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Road crews are the best.
They get shit done. And my favorite thing is like when they're actually like cool, because like these guys deal like with some of the big bands, like they roll in and they're like, oh, we're on an arena tour and then we play here, and some guys are like, this shit sucks, and other guys are like, this is so cool because it's so easy.
Yeah. I can imagine. I mean, my mind is blown every time, like when I've taken my girls to a big show, like at the arena where the Sharks play, Katy Perry or whatever, and all I'm doing the whole time is looking at all the rigging and the cables and the lights and fucking everything that got
that's
set
some dad
up.
shit, dude.
Oh yeah, 100%. That describes a lot of my life. That's some dad shit.
Exactly. So, Vitus has been around for 10. It was 10 years last year, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to count because we were closed for 18 months.
Yeah.
So it's like a weird thing. Like, yeah, sure, it's 10 years, but and of course, according to our landlord, it's 10 years. But
yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's been a crazy ride, man. Crazy ride.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It continues. We've been closed for the past month because the vicious Omi cold, which everybody has, but nobody's getting actually sick. It's kind of sucks. Tonight we have nothing playing, and tomorrow we have nothing as well. So that's like a good comeback for us. It's super cool. I love them. I'm kind of like sad. I worked this out, and I was like, oh shit, fucking nothing's playing. I got to go see them, but I have tomorrow. So
you have tomorrow. Okay, I was gonna say, please leave right now and go.
I know.
And go see them.
Don't sit here. Yeah.
You know how many times I've seen nothing? I mean, Jesus.
A bunch.
Yeah.
I hate to sound spoiled, but it's like I did production for them for like how many times they played, but they're good dudes and they keep coming back and playing even though they don't have to. So they could play bigger places, but they keep coming back.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's cool. I mean, I know that probably there's no simple answer to this, but I grew up in the Bay Area around kind of like legendary venues that artists got really big and then kept going back to like Gilman Street. And bands that shouldn't have been playing Gilman Street anymore would if they were in town, just because of the kind of the history, the legacy of
Gilman Street experience
of the venue. But like, what's the course to getting to having a venue like that where was it Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters play like on a night off or something last minute?
It was Nirvana. It was Nirvana with special guests right
That's
after
right.
they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right.
Which honestly, they did a different show at Vitus than they did at Barclays, because at Barclays it was all women lead singers, but at Vitus they had Jay Mascis and because Lord had to fly back, so she wasn't available. And they had the guy from Deer Tick, I forget his name, but he did a bunch of shit. But like they had Kim Gordon and Joan Jett and Saint Vincent and whatnot. It was awesome. But like, yeah, I mean, I don't know how you get there. It's like there's a lot of, I'd rather people tell me the story about how, like, we're in the middle of doing a book for the bar, the first 10 years, like a picture book, like coffee table style.
Oh, yeah, I think Chris mentioned that when he was on. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Chris. But yeah, like he doesn't own fucking Vitus, man.
He did make that clear.
He did make that clear. Yes, he did.
Yeah, we're very, very close. But anyway, yeah, it's just like I like to hear other people's perspective on it, and like through doing this book, I've gotten a lot of that sort of perspective on things, and it's great where people really appreciate what we did. And basically what we did was just a bunch of, well, I mean, for me personally, I'm just a scene kid, granted I was a little bit older when this all started, but it became a big thing. It was like, I knew how I wanted to be treated on tour. And so therefore we translated that into the way that we treated people at Vitus. And at the time in New York City, it was a bit of a vacuum, and I'm sort of like the post-hardcore guy, but I'm also the old school metal guy. So I had the combination of the two things because I'm old. And,
Yep.
we just like, there was a perfect storm in, say, like 2011 when we opened. Spotify started to kick in, right? And you had a combination of things where like everything old was new again. And like you get to like 2014, 2015, things really started to peak in their own way, where it was like you had black metal with like, Pitchfork was writing about black metal, and like, Death Heaven had come out, and all these like sort of bands that were like weird and, changing the genre. So it's like there was really like a peak around 2015, 2016 that like I got to experience firsthand that was pretty intense. It was like, wow, we had like bands from 30 years ago getting back together and selling out. We also had brand new bands like Paul Bearer and Death Heaven and Chelsea Wolfe and, things like that. I give a lot of credit to Dave, the guy who, our main booker, who was like, I purposely hired a guy 15 years younger than me because I'm old. And,
he's fingering the pulse.
Yep.
I listen to my Yes records. I don't really give a shit about most new records, but I did enjoy when I was bartending a lot. I got to hang out with a lot of bands, and like everybody was cool.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it. It's like 99% of bands, whether they're huge or small, everybody's like we all have something in common as soon as we meet. We're all
instantly.
there for the same reason.
Exactly.
It's like I know that lesson from touring for 25 years. It's like I roll into a place in Tokyo, or I roll into a place in Berlin, or I roll into a place in Rome or something. I have something in common with those people immediately. Like we're all there for the same reason, and it's because we love playing music and we love traveling, and we have common morals and goals and stuff like that. It's cool. The hardcore scene, as much as I don't associate with it, I still have the same sort of values of the hardcore scene. So,
it's like that family. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's pushing it with the whole. I mean, come on, give me a fucking break. It's a business now for a lot of people.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Which is cool. That's fine. It's a business for me too. But I feel like what Saint Vitus did was incredibly organic, and I'm incredibly lucky to have been surrounded by people who are great, and also to have made some really key decisions that I'm really proud of. So but now I just do the books and pencil push. So
yeah, I mean, I have this dream that someday something will happen to put me in a position to take over like one of the legendary venues in the Bay Area, and kind of divorce it from this big machine that's running every live show at any venue with 500 seats or more, like the Great American Music Hall or something like that, and just take it independent and run it as my sun setting. But it seems like probably not a smart way to get old. But
I don't know if he's running it anymore. But the Samayan boys were doing not the Elbow Room, but the Golden Bull.
Golden Bull.
Oh yeah. Oh, was that the guys from Sam I Am?
Yeah, it's a singer. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's great. I toured with them a lot, and they're like one of the most legendary bands ever.
Yeah.
But they're such fuck ups. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But like, they,
Yeah, and like Justin, who did booking and sound over there, played in Saviors. I think a couple of the Saviors guys, I think, were involved over there, and Sonny from Necrot's there a lot. I know. I mean, there's still kind of an extended family that's running around in Oakland, and they all kind of relocated from the Golden Bull to the new Elbow Room in Jack London Square.
Yeah, so that Justin Innes, like there's a couple people from Vitus days who moved out there who are kind of around in that world. But yeah, man, it's like Jason from Samaya, man, like fucking the shit.
Yeah,
I love
completely.
it.
Well,
Awesome, dude.
like most of the scenes that run through Vitus, I feel like, like you said, there was that moment in time where we're looking at bands from 30 years ago and bands from now. What I love about it is I would go to a show with a band from 30 years ago and a brand new band from now, and it would all make sense. Like, for some reason, the genres that we follow the most have become really open to, like, you don't have to be the young lions anymore. Like, everybody kind of coexists.
I think that there's also like a musical part of it where, like, I have a thing about hardcore that hardcore is not a genre that's allowed to evolve. Like, once it evolves, you're not hardcore anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if you don't like Madball, you don't like hardcore. That's kind of like with my old band, Matter Matter, like we were a hardcore band straight up, and then we, like, people called us progressive hardcore, the same way that people called Burn progressive hardcore. And it's like, progressive hardcore doesn't exist. It's a different genre. Like, you're just not hardcore anymore. You're post-hardcore, which is a very broad term.
Yeah, I'm still wrapping my head around that one.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a great term too. It's a cool term. There's nothing wrong with the idea of there not being a specific sound to things. I think that's cool, and that gives a lot of freedom to people to, like, be able to do stuff that's experimental and different, and still feel like they're underground. I'm post-hardcore, oh, it's okay, I'm still underground, and and a lot of post-hardcore was actually pretty mainstream, especially in the 90s, but it's I don't know, like, I just don't feel like the genre itself is allowed to evolve, and if it does evolve, it's not hardcore anymore. Like, I think that the modern hardcore is like, has the modern recording techniques, and it sounds really metal, like everything sounds super metal. Like, I think Power Trip was a good example of a band that did a crossover really well, whatever that is these days. What to me, crossover is Leeway, and maybe some of the older thrash bands like DRI and Excel and shit like that. But yeah, I mean, like, with the modern recording techniques, everything sounds metal. So, it's
no, it's totally true.
I mean, my band Primitive Weapons is like, considered my old band Primitive Weapons. Well, we never.
Yeah, you guys still together? Is that?
yeah, we're gonna play again soon, actually.
Oh, nice. Good.
Yeah. Nobody breaks up anymore. So what's the point,
Yeah, you're just broken up until the next good offer comes in.
Yeah, well, what good offer?
Yeah, right.
Depends.
It's like, hey, we're kind of like, I'm sick of hanging out with you for a little while. Can I take a break? All right, cool. Yeah. Like, and then we go back. I miss you. I tried to do other things with other people, but I miss you now. So, it's like breaking up when you're like 17 years old with a girl, and you're like, hey, I'm gonna go date that other girl, but she kind of sucks. So you're kind of cool. You're comfortable.
She get back together. I kind mean, miss you.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's essentially what it is. I mean, playing music is at this point is just fun
for fun.
And, I kind of wish I was in your guys' position where I had a little bit of an older child. I had started a little bit earlier, but I didn't. So I had my first kid at 42. So
yeah. Well, you're in the weeds still.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought I was an adult. I thought
it gets better.
I'm adult enough now.
Were you wrong?
I was so wrong.
It stays hard. It just stays hard in different ways. Oh,
What are we
Yeah.
talking about?
Being a
Jesus.
parent.
Yeah.
and wieners. No, I mean, like a couple weeks ago, my kid was home for Christmas, needed to get back to Oregon on Sunday. Her flight was canceled. It was like, peak Omicron. No one showing up to work, and so I had to drive her to Eugene, Oregon, and back. I drove there and back in a day, like 18 hours of driving. So like the problems change, but they still exist. So I felt like I was on tour. It was great.
Yeah.
Except no annoying people around me.
Except just alone. Your solo tour.
No payoff. There's no payoff.
No payoff.
Exactly.
Payoff was hitting my bed at 5:00 in the morning when I finally got home.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
yeah, a car, some jerky, some nuts,
Yep.
a gross soda.
Did you get any like points with the wife or something?
Yeah.
Brownie points.
Whatever that
I can
means
go-
anymore.
Yeah. Whatever that
I
means
can take
anymore.
a flight somewhere, or go hang out with my friends for a couple of nights.
Yeah, she lets me do what I want for the most part, so I don't. I have unlimited points at this point.
This is true.
She
After
let-
that many years.
She lets me work and have a podcast and be in a band and do all of that shit still, and doesn't ever say a word about it. So I feel pretty
Nice.
lucky that way.
Yeah, completely.
And speaking of which, when Yob first announced the new dates, we already had tickets for the Bay Area shows and we got tickets for the San Francisco show, but then we were like, New York, that's like right around the kids' school break, so we grabbed tickets for the Sunday night show at Saint Vitus. I don't know that we're going to be able to come now.
Yeah.
But
Are you gonna be one of the 100 no shows?
Probably.
so we'll but we probably will give some tickets away as
there we
part of
go.
the podcast.
That's a giveaway.
Well, I mean, if you guys aren't coming, sell the tickets, please.
Yeah.
The no-show thing is kind of an epidemic.
no.
We would never do that.
No.
that would not be a. No, that's
It's
not
insane
cool.
to me. I'm interested to see what happens with the Nothing show tonight because it sold like 189 tickets, and I'm like, I just don't know like how many of those people are going to show up. If there's going to be any walk up, it's kind of devastating to everybody when people just don't show up. But I mean, I get it. It's like it is what it is. But like for a big venue like Urban Plaza or like the Live Nation AEG shit, yeah, sure, okay. So 20% of the people don't show up. All right, so there's 1,000 people there still.
Yeah.
For us, it's like 250 people buy tickets. Like Cabin was a good example. The Cabin shows, there was at least 100 people not there at each show.
Oh my gosh.
So they lose out on merch, we lose out on alcohol sales. It's like, and I can't. I can't make excuses for people. Like people live their lives and like they're going to do what they're going to do. But it's difficult, on a business level.
Completely. And Vitus is what's cap?
200, like
250.
Is it
250.
250?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite size room.
Seriously.
It's the best.
Yeah, completely.
I mean, it gets crazy, but I'll say like there's been a couple of two shows that were the worst I'd ever experienced, which was Megadeth and the Descendants.
Oh
Like,
no, really?
Those two shows were like beyond. Like the Descendants show, the ceiling was dripping with water because it was in the middle of August and it was like
Just from the body heat.
it was cuckoo bananas, man. It was
Shit. We've been at what's the worst? Probably the Parkside. Have you ever been to the Parkside in San Francisco?
No, I never played that.
It's literally the room holds 100 people, maybe 75, but it's part of it's like got an outdoor area, so the capacity is a little bit bigger. Fuck, I forget who we saw there where it was just like dripping off the ceiling. It might have been Chemist. I think it was Chemist. Chemist and J Jail and that
was gnarly.
who's that hardcore band? Who's the band that they toured with? It was really weird. It was like, why is Chemist touring with Oathbreaker? That's what it was.
Oh shit!
Yeah. It was like, that's a weird show, but it was fun.
And JJL, no less. Jesus Christ.
Right?
For sure.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And the Parkside is literally like within walking distance, about 3 blocks from bottom of the hill. So you can, if you catch the right night in San Francisco, you can bounce back and forth between Bottom of the Hill. But we saw.
I mean, I played Bottom of the Hill with Helmet in 2004, 2005, maybe. Can't remember. But yeah, I've been in the area.
Yeah. Well, it's just, they're both awesome venues, and they both managed to stay alive through the pandemic, and both are super independent, really cool owners. But yeah, one night we saw Zeal and Ardor at Bottom of the Hill, and then walked to the Parkside to catch the end of the Monster Magnet set. It was kind of like being at Psycho Las
Zeal and Ardor
Vegas.
was playing a bigger venue than Monster Magnet. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird, huh?
I know, right?
Probably because they got the hold first.
Yeah, right.
Would be my guess,
Maybe
but
not. I don't know. Who knows?
yeah.
You know, who knows the Monster Magnet though? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, and it's another case. Like, I think the people behind the scenes at the Parkside just have good, long-standing friendships with people, and people just like to play there. It's just fun.
Yeah, totally. I get that. You know, like we have lots of return folks when we, you know, never expected it. You know, Deaf Heaven and Paul Bearer and bands like that. Like, they all come back and play no matter what.
Yeah.
And you know, it's
High on Fire.
Very High on Fire. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
Dude. Production on those shows like that. High on Fire. So they would record with Kurt Ballou up in Massachusetts, and while they were recording, they'd be like, you know, like, oh, High on Fire. You know, Matt wants to play a couple of shows. So all right, cool. But like, he only wants to play one night. It's like, they need at least $18,000. Okay, so
That math
what do
just
we
doesn't
charge?
work.
$150 a ticket?
Yeah.
So no, the answer was to do 2 shows in one night, and they did it a couple times, and it's fucking pain in the ass, but you know, it was great.
Yeah, I'm
It's
sure.
great.
Is that still the same? Was it Nick that's their tour booker?
No, Nick. Oh, you mean the sound guy?
No.
Oh, who
Nick
was looking for
Storch.
them for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick Storch,
Storch,
right?
yeah.
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 We dealt with him once.
Was that a good experience?
Oh, it was
good.
great.
It was great. Yeah, it was
We
actually
did like a little festival here.
He's awesome. He's a hardcore kid, man. You know,
Yeah.
so he's the real deal.
Yeah, but I definitely have, like, you know, all the years I've been in different parts of music have just been keeping notes. Like, if I ever owned a venue, and just have a long
Here's
list.
what I would do.
There's a long list of things that I would be interesting to have, or requirements, or whatever. So.
Oh, call me. You know, like I feel like we've kept shit pretty real, and you know, we've only sold out a little bit. So you know, I try. You know, it's funny. Like the first couple of like sponsorships we got, I was really uncomfortable. I remember we did this thing for CMJ with Captain Morgan, and they made a beach in front of the bar, and it was like, it was so weird. And I was just like, you know, and I constantly have Ian MacKay on my shoulder. Like, it's just like, he's just yelling at me all the time. It's like when I signed my major label deal, like, he was on my shoulder. I always used to say that. It's like, oh, Ian, just leave me alone. Just shut up. I just want to do my thing. I'd rather have Schreifels than you. Okay,
Yeah.
Schreifels, dude. Schreifels is way mellower. Come on, Wally.
Yeah, he'd be like,
give me Wally.
he'd be like, hey man, just go for a run. It'll be fine.
No, yeah, I'm a lot closer with Walter too. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I always had Ian MacKay on my shoulder, like, don't take that sponsorship. That's lame.
Oh.
You know, but like, is it? And he never said that. I was just imagining that.
You just imagined he would say that.
He
Just making shit up in my brain.
See, now I'm feeling good that I never went through a punk or a hardcore phase, because I don't have any guilt like that.
You don't have any of those legends
I just
that'll
have
guilt you.
I just have Metallica on my shoulder going, sell it all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you know, I'm playing a new metal band. What the fuck, man? Come on, that's what it is. Anybody who played that style of music and never went through a hardcore phase, they played new metal. That's what they did.
Yeah.
That's how it rolls.
That's
You have
funny.
you're basically in a glam rock band. I toured with Korn for fucking 6 months. I toured with Linkin Park. I toured with, like, you know, like all, like Papa Roach are great guys, but like, you know, like all these bands, they all fucking thought they were like in Poison, you know, like when you hang out with them, you're just kind of like, the fuck. Like Korn each had their own security people, like fucking weird. They each had their own buses. I mean, I get it, like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Armand from Sick of It All told us Korn. Was it him who told us Korn
I think
tour stories?
Yeah, because Korn, when their first album came out, opened for Sick of It All and Orange 9mm. But they had full tour bus. They had the security guards.
Yeah, they had the
had
money.
Groupies. Yeah. And you were like, what? And you're opening for 2 hardcore bands? This is weird.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, the groupie scene was like, I'd never seen anything like that my whole life. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I was in a weird a weird like late 80s, early 90s Bay Area weird bubble. A Primus, Mr. Bungle, like that wasn't operating like any other music scene, I don't think, anywhere in the world. And I don't know. I could, to this day, I couldn't tell you what the ethics of any of those people are, other than like do whatever you want in any situation.
Weren't vegan, drug free? No, none of that.
No, the first show I ever played, real show I ever played, was with the Deli Creeps with Buckethead's band. And what I learned from that show is buy a cart full of cheeseburgers and throw them at the audience. That's a reasonable thing to do at a show.
We had a band called Bug Out Society here in New York, and I remember Earth Crisis and Snapcase played at Abisino Rio, and I believe they opened, and they would always throw, they had a song about White Castle, and they would throw White Castle hamburgers onto the crowd. So like picture Earth Crisis crowd.
Yeah.
And they also dressed up as a cow during the show and like ran through the crowd. It was like a whole thing, man. Like
That's amazing.
We weren't as cool in New York as, like, say, Gainesville, which was one of the funniest fucking scenes ever. Like, Florida in general, with Judd and stuff like that. Like Florida, they were fucking hilarious. Like, before I tell the story, I'm gonna preface it with, like, all the touring I did with Aerotype and whatnot. Like, during that scene in like the late '90s, early 2000s. What I realized was like all these kids were so fucking smart and like just disenfranchised, but like smart and fun. And, like it was like being in the Daria cartoon, where it's like that's pretty much every girl you ever met on the tours. But like they were smart. Everybody was smart and like had something to offer and didn't really realize it at that time because they were too young at that point to realize what they had to offer. But I mean, some of them did. And, like, what fuck story is I going to tell? It's always
Florida. Judd.
Oh. So Ink and Dagger plays a show in Gainesville. And these kids got a blow up pool and all wore Hawaiian shirts. And like Ink and Dagger rolls up, like they're all vampired out and drugged out too. And most of them, but like the singer especially, and they fucking roll up and like these kids are sitting in a fucking inflatable pool, like, hey, Ink and Dagger's playing, we're having a fucking Hawaiian party, isn't this great? Like, just brilliant. I mean, the Nerve Crisis shirts, that comes from Florida too.
Oh God! Oh, please tell me.
Yeah.
Are you?
Oh my God. Dude, hysterical.
Are you familiar with the death metal band called Party Cannon? Their name comes up a bit on this podcast.
No, I'm not.
All right. Well, you keep. I'm going to pull up a flyer and show you.
Party Cannon.
So now I'm of the opinion after that story that Party Cannon must have come from Florida.
They have to. They're all about partying, no matter what it is.
Yeah. So the entire like identity of this band was designed around, hey, death metal show flyers suck. Right? They're really hard to read and understand. So what can we do? How can we name our band so that when we're playing, we're playing? So we'll just go ahead and name ourselves Party Cannon, use the Toys R Us lettering.
Yeah.
and then you always know when they're playing. The rest of the shit.
Please look up if they're from Florida. Please.
Yeah, I'm going to right now, actually. I see them around at a lot of Bay Area things, so I think they're actually from around here. And I don't know if there's any part of the Bay Area that's like Florida. It's kind of the opposite here. Everybody thinks they're smart, but very few of them are.
I hate people that have that much time to have that much fun tonight.
Yeah, seriously.
Obviously, people without children. Yeah.
United Kingdom.
They're from the UK.
They are from the UK.
Yes.
Dude, yeah, I totally checked this out the other day, and like I didn't remember it because I don't know,
really?
I was probably drunk or something. Yeah, I, that's of course they are, of course, and they'll probably be on Download Festival this year.
Probably.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a few of those. I mean, we've got our Ghoul. We got there's some silliness in the Bay Area. Some people keeping it alive still. Who else do we have that's just like straight up silly?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I thought of
I don't
somebody
listen
else,
to silly bands.
but we captured by robots like that.
Oh, those
that,
guys are great.
yeah, that comes out of the madness of a Bay Area. There's always been kind of a certain, I don't know, like drive to be weird here in the music world. Even like the Bay Area hip hop's different. It's always been a little bit weird, since we started establishing our own kind of hip hop scenes. You do any of those crossover like horror, like the sort of hip hop, hardcore metal crossover?
Yeah, we did a City Morgue.
Okay.
We've done a couple of them. It's interesting because it's a really young crowd, and like, I don't get the music at all. Like, I have like a saying that I always throw out at every meeting we ever do, and it's like, well, that's not for me to like. It's
yeah,
like,
load that one up for a few minutes from now.
Oh no, what are you gonna do to me?
Yeah.
I don't like.
We don't know actually. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
I gave up talking shit a long time ago because it's not worth it. Anybody who actually puts effort into it is actually worthy.
Exactly.
But I used to. Oh my god, dude! I used to get on stage. I mean, I don't know if either of you are familiar with any of my old bands, but like, yeah, it was like a thing. Like, hey, thanks for wasting 40 minutes of my life, opening band. Their bullshit college project that like I've given up my whole life to do this, which was my choice, like an asshole. These kids are on their summer vacation, from BU, and they're like, oh, we're in this cool band, we're gonna go on tour, and blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, like the shit I would say was so lame, but yeah, I mean. That's what you get for drinking a 12-pack before you get on stage.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm glad I've never really had a speaking role in a band because then I don't have to. I'm never in a position because I know I would have said some shitty stuff. I'm sure of it.
Yeah,
I don't
It's
know.
fun. It's like in New York, like with Aerotype, in New York, it really worked. It was fun. It was like a back and forth. Like people loved like ribbing me, and of course I had the microphone, so I won every time. But like it was fun. It was like an improv comedy show, And but when we took that show on the road,
Oh
my God,
yeah.
it didn't work. Fucking hell! It's like sarcasm does not exist outside of New York, and I even took it to Germany, which was like fucking. We did Europe with Sam I Am, and this band called the Do Nots, and like fucking Jesus Christ, did they hate? Like they were like, what is wrong with this guy? What do you say? Why do you?
Asshole American.
No, this guy, the last show this tour we did, this guy's like, I understand this Howard Stern humor, but no one here understands this. You are not going to be funny. You just sound like an asshole. Like, oh, okay, what do you mean Howard Stern humor? And the guy was holding a Chamberlain record in his hand.
Yeah.
And I was just like, cool, you like alt country?
We've had multiple people come and say like fan at the merch table after a show in Germany is like, I did not like any of your songs except for the last one. I'll take 2 records.
I'll take 2 records, 2 shirts.
I'll
and
take
a
2
hoodie.
records and 2 shirts, please.
You were very great in a very terrible way.
Yeah.
It's just like, and it's cool. That's cool. And
Yeah.
Very honest. You're gonna get a
I'll
very
take
honest
it.
review.
Yeah.
I felt luckily I felt very thankful that I was able to travel like that.
Oh, for
at that
sure.
age. Like the first time I toured Europe, I was 19.
Holy
And,
shit.
it was like, I was just having the time of my life. It was like so much fun. I didn't change my clothes for 2 weeks.
Wow. Did
Or shower.
you ever
That's
play in
crazy.
You ever play in Finland?
Yeah. Primitive Weapons played in Helsinki.
wow.
I guess like 3 or 4 years ago now, and like what was crazy about it was that like we were at this venue and they had you guys, neither of you guys have been to Saint Vitus, but like we have this duct tape upside down cross. It's been in the window for ever. It's literally just duct tape. And I walked downstairs in this venue and they have a duct tape upside down cross.
Oh my God.
On the door. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking crazy. And then we were backstage, and so Dave and I are talking to like some of the opening bands, and they were like, yeah, I spent the last week, 2 weeks ago, I was at Vitus for a week and blah, blah, blah. And that's all they could talk about to us was about Vitus. And like, I was just like, at one point I just go, you realize we're playing in a band? I'm actually playing tonight.
Yeah.
You come and check it out. That's nice.
That's
yeah,
funny.
exactly.
Yeah. And then me and my bass player went and did karaoke in Helsinki. It's fucking hysterical. I did Robbie Williams song, and there was a bunch of English businessmen in town. So I do a really good Robbie Williams, and like I'm saying, and through it, oh, she offers me. These guys literally attacked me, and like took the mic from me. I was like, oh fuck, Jesus Christ. Like this, like English like businessmen and tourists are like in foreign countries are literally the worst.
The worst.
Oh, the worst.
Oh,
They're terrible.
Yeah.
So, and like this was like I'm in Scandinavia, man. Like I'm in fucking Finland. I'm trying to enjoy myself. Shit sucked.
Yeah.
They totally ruined the night for me. So if
Oh,
any of them ever, they're not going to watch this because they're not going to know it exists and they have no idea who I am. But
Yeah.
you ruined my night, guys.
Yeah,
You
fuck
ruined
you
my
very
night.
much.
Fuck you.
Oh, I've had to work for 2 companies that were owned by English parent companies and have been like out on the road or at events with English businessmen, and they're fucking wild. They go crazy. I don't know what's wrong with any of them, but they're all insane.
Yeah.
And I'm leaving. I'm going to bed. I don't know where I have no idea where this is going to go, but nowhere good. And
well, I can explain a little bit. Like they're all trained to get really fucked up really quickly.
Yeah. Yep.
And then if like when they come to New York or anywhere in America where the drinking time goes, till 4, God forbid, they're already drunk by 10. So like now extend it.
oh,
So
gotcha.
they're like, they're blacked out and shitty,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, I'm going to keep going. No, it's still open. I can still drink. It's like, no, dude, just gotta go home.
Yeah.
But you kind of fuck.
Self-regulation doesn't exist.
Makes sense. I've been in Vegas with a bunch of them, and that's just that's a recipe for disaster.
Bad
That
news.
sounds terrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
terrible.
about that.
Oh,
Seriously.
it's-
Awful. Yeah.
Um, Yeah.
So who likes Mind Over Matter in this crew? Like somebody said something to me about.
Oh yeah, that was me. So when you said, I don't know if you know any old bands. I mean, I know actually quite a few of them, but yeah, Mind Over Matter. And to me, I think like you were saying with the whole hardcore thing, like that was when I first heard Mind Over Matter. It was like, oh, this is different. Like this is hardcore, but this is different. Like it's not the usual script. You know what I mean? And that was like, and I fell in love with you guys instantly, and then everything else that you'd done. I had totally forgotten that you were in World's Fastest Car.
Oh yeah.
Like yeah. And it was it's funny because one of our World's Fastest Car.
He's like, I don't even know.
Yeah, it was.
Was Mike in that band?
Yeah, right. World's Fastest Car was it was the first band that Walter did after Quicksand broke up.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then it became Rival Schools, I guess you could kind of say, because they shared a lot of songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, but Andy, just I don't know if you know Andy Patterson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he actually in his studio had just posted a photo the other day of a Rival Schools practice because Sammy and Walter were in town in Salt Lake to snowboard, so they hooked up with Cash and just fucked around, and it was just like, oh shit. To have Sammy and Walter and Cash all playing together again was just like, oh man, I would have loved to have been in that room.
Yeah. Yep. Andy's lucky that way.
Yeah, completely.
No, I mean, look, I'll be perfectly honest. I think I owned 2 records that are anywhere near this conversation.
Yeah.
At some point or another.
Wait, What record? I want to know.
13 songs, because I think it was obligatory for anybody our age to own that record.
Okay.
And Operation Ivy. So those are the two.
Yeah.
Everything else like just goes all the way
Just
around.
all the way around.
Punk and hardcore, like as far until you get into some of the post-hardcore that's kind of like, you know, more like post-metal, progressive, ambient. But I mean, that's not.
Yeah.
And now I'm coming back to it. So like everything that like I missed the good parts of metalcore. I missed Cave In. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I completely, for whatever reason, missed them, and now they're like one of my favorite bands.
So what's your favorite shit that you found out of that? Like the Deftones or like fucking
no. I was like,
is that too popular?
No, I was too old. I was too old when they hit. I didn't like any new metal at all. I didn't like any of it. You know, I'll listen to that one Deftones song with Maynard.
Yeah.
Right.
Passenger.
I don't even know what song that is.
Yeah,
Passenger.
Passenger. The one where the one where their singer can sing.
No idea.
Sorry, Chino. No, I mean, I started listening to music. I started playing bass because I fell in love with Rush. So I'm like a prog.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Yes.
Here we go. Now it's your turn. Are you ready?
Yes is my
I wish
shit.
I was in my room right now because like my room is completely covered with Yes posters, and Rush as well. Like, this is like. I also have Yes tattoos all over my arm. But,
That's
Very nice. No, and so from there it was just like I just like shit that's complicated. I just like long, complex, but not the really clean stuff. So there's no Dream Theater in my collection. Like not
I hate
that,
Dream Theater.
not
Oh my
that
God.
side of prog.
And my partner is a fucking douchebag. He played it by us. He was such a fucking dick.
Was he
Really?
really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
I hate. And I'm from Long Island, and I hate Dream Theater. Can't stand fucking land. That's the thing. What you were saying, like the clean style, like what it almost like feels new agey.
Yeah,
In its own way, like modern prog doesn't like it. Just doesn't have that grittiness that the 70s tape driven. Like it just like there was a grittiness to all of the recordings, the way they were done. Rush, of course, I was asked what my 3 favorite bands were of all time, which is really difficult for me. But it's Yes, Black Sabbath, and Rush.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong
that's
there.
My Black Sabbath tattoo.
Yeah.
I don't have any Rush tattoos. I wouldn't really even know where to start. But Rush. I saw Rush when I was in 9th grade. What do you got?
That's Bytor and the Snow Dog right there.
Dude, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
No, not at all.
That's some nerdy ass shit. No.
It is indeed some very deeply nerdy ass shit. So no, I'm very proud of it.
The prog thing is it's funny when you talk about Modern Matter. There's a song called Hectic Thinking that was on one of our EPs that is a total rip of Awaken by Yes. And but no one would ever fucking know it. But that's what I was trying to do. Like my whole career has been like I've been trying to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so, like a lot of Modern Matter songs are like me trying to be Voivod, but like failing miserably, and it turning into like just noise rock, which is fine.
Nobody knows you're disappointed. Only you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, only in retrospect. Because at the time I'd be like, yeah, it sounds just like it. No one's ever gonna know. And it's like, yeah, no one knows because you played it so shitty that you don't.
So a perfect counterpoint to that, and a band that I think distills a modern band that distills everything that I like into great modern songs is Mutoid Man. So that band is like the intersection of everything that I love. Because it's it's more aggressive, it's messy in places, but they pack 5 minutes worth of music in 2.5 minutes, and
they wrote their second record at Vitus over the course of a year. So like every day I would come in, and they'd be fucking playing. Like we let them use the space because Nick was sound guy
doing sound,
bass player, and every single fucking not every day obviously because eventually Ben moved upstate, so he was like back and forth. But fucking Brodsky was around a lot, and like he's killer. This has been the last 2 years have been like the 2 years of Brodsky. He's like everywhere.
Yeah,
know,
the
right?
Brodskasance, isn't that what they would call it now? Like the McConaissance?
Yeah.
Fucking great. I love it. I love that somebody finally, like, everybody kind of went, this guy is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And like both like as a player and as a melodic sense and like everything he does. I don't love his voice. It's not my favorite thing in the whole world, but like I love everything about him as a person and as a player and as a writer. He's pretty much the shit.
Yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure.
I mean, hands down. I can't think of anybody who has done cool as shit. Like that. You have to appreciate people that are that productive and that diverse.
Yeah.
He's fucking great.
Yeah,
Absolutely
he's like
amazing.
he's like a serious man and a serious musician, and like of all the work, I feel like Mutoid Man is like kiddie playtime. That's like let's do all the dumb shit that I won't do in any of the other, or that I can't do in any of the other bands. Let's just fucking do it and have a blast doing it. So
I'm gonna play every single note. In
all
every
the
song.
notes.
All of
All the
them.
notes.
No,
Every one of them.
we witnessed an all the notes moment. So our closest really good venue here in San Jose is the Ritz. It's like a 500 cap room. We, prior to the pandemic, hung out there a lot. And one night we were just there for the fuck of it, and John 5 was playing. And they have a front bar that's in a room separate from the main room. And like within 5 minutes, we were like, we're going to the front bar. Like that's too many notes. I can't have all.
Way too many notes.
And
that guy's pretty sick. Yeah.
He's amazing.
He's amazing.
He's amazing, but he played too many notes. We found the end of the notes. They were all there.
Have you ever seen Ingrid Malmsteen?
Not live, no.
I've seen Ingrid Malmsteen at least 25 times.
Oh, really?
I'm not kidding.
Holy
my
cow.
God. It's so much fun. It's the only reason that Vitus exists is because of Ingrid Malmsteen. So it's like a thing for me and one of the partners in the bar. And like with any time Ingrid is around, I paid $700 to get a picture with Ingrid.
Oh,
What?
wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
I do remember like growing up in the 80s, like when I was a young kid, 8 to 10 years old, and I was like, oh, Eddie Van Halen. And then somebody's like, you ever heard of
You
Ingve?
ever heard of Ingve?
You're like, what? What is this crazy
More
name?
is
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, more is more. More is more. More is more.
No, I don't know. For some reason, those I like the good players who can write good songs, but I never could just get into like the technical masturbation work, like Marty Friedman and Jason, like the Cacophony records or shit like that. It just drives my brain nuts. So I don't know. Maybe Ingve. I haven't listened to enough Ingve.
I appreciate things I can't play.
Yeah.
That's why I love prog rock. It's like there's no way I could ever practice enough to be that good or give a shit enough to be that good. But like I do I don't know, like I can't I do appreciate it. Like I love Ingrid Malmsteen. I really do. I think he's like, his first 3 or 4 records are just phenomenal. And like I want to hear every note. More is more. Let's go.
There you go.
It's fun, dude. Seeing him live is so much fun. He's such a dick. Like he's
such a dick.
So like he makes his road crew set up every single amp and every cabinet. So there's like 45 heads like piled up and like 35 cabinets. And it doesn't matter if it fits on the stage. They make it like just like put it all over the venue. Like it's insane. And you know how many heads are on?
2. It's beautiful.
And like the whole time he's just like throwing picks out and like throwing his fucking shit at the roadie and like yelling at him. It's part of the show.
See, I would enjoy that.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I would 100%
fun.
enjoy that.
So has he played Vitus?
No.
Oh.
No.
No. I mean that would be like I think George and I would close the place down at that point. said that when Nirvana
it.
played when Nirvana played we Paul McCartney was at the Hall of Fame thing, and we were like, if Paul McCartney shows up, we're gonna close now.
You just close.
That's
right?
it. Yeah, we're just done.
Yeah.
Like if Paul McCartney walks in the building, like okay, we're done. Like I don't know if we can do any better than that.
Yeah.
But he didn't show up, so
Yeah.
But if Ingrid were to play, it's another question. Maybe we would. Who knows?
Well, how does that? You say that like Saint Vitus wouldn't be a thing without Ingrid. Well, why is that?
Oh,
just because you're both such big fans, or
no? Because so like George and I, my partner George, at the bar.
He was also in Mind Over Matter, right?
No,
he wasn't.
That's George Reynolds. A different. I have a lot of best friends named George.
Named George, and they're all Greek.
No. George Reynolds is not Greek. But George was the singer. George Reynolds was the singer of Mind Over Matter. George Salidas is the owner of Vitus. But so we were just friends who worked together at a bar in Greenpoint. And one day, like we kind of sort of knew each other. We were working together for a while, and like one day I was like, I want to get everybody out of here. Like fuck this shit. And I put on Ingve record. I put on the first Ingve record, and like he just like his face lit up, and he was like, and we started singing every word, every song. Jeff Scott Soto's just singing, and I'm like singing, and like we just went, and like it was amazing, and like we didn't even say anything to each other until afterwards, and it's like I was like, dude, I didn't know you were into metal. He's like, I didn't know you were into metal. I was like, yeah, of course I am. Like, look at me. I mean, granted, I look like Paul Weller at the time, but like, it was just like, are you kidding me, man? Like, like Jesus Christ, you want to see my T-shirt collection? This is nuts. And it just kind of went from there. And we started doing karaoke nights together at Matchless, and like, shit just took off. And we did, we were doing Queensryche and the whole nine. Like, it's like to hear people actually sing that stuff for real is kind of nuts. And we were able to do it pretty well. It was fun. It was super fun, and like it caught on. And then eventually we opened Vitus. But we would have never been as close friends as we were if it wasn't for Ingrid.
Wow,
So,
that's awesome.
That's intense. We met an artist. We had somebody submit music that you may want to get familiar with, named Brian Kenny Fresno. And Brian is a unique individual and artist from Fresno. I believe he's a house painter by day. And
wait, did he throw his name? He threw where he's from into his name?
Yes, he did. Everything about Brian Kenny Fresno is unexpected and yet somehow expected. He
And
plays
very
one of those
Fresno.
like 14-string all tappy wall guitars, and he has a whole song about getting in a fight with Ingve.
Really?
Yeah.
Does he play like Tosin Abasi? Is he good?
No.
He's
good.
He's good, but it's like all joke music. And the Ingve song, I think he actually rigged it up so that his guitar is running through like a toy guitar, or he set a toy guitar over the,
I don't know
insane.
what he
It's
played
insane.
it with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
know.
Brian
I
Kenny, we
don't
still
know.
need to get him on. He seems like a fun guy.
It annoys me that this guy is actually like probably like fucking 1,000 times the guitar player that I could ever be, but he just like fucks around and plays like joke shit because he's got a union job. I mean, that's
right.
fucking annoying.
Yep. Here.
Exactly. That's exactly what's happening.
There you go. No, this is
I need the union job.
There's Brian Kenny Fresno, and according to our buddy Trevor Church from Haunt and Beastmaker, he knows Brian. This is not a character. This is just Brian. The two different
He had to have had that
shoes.
guitar. He had to have that guitar like special made for him.
Yeah, I forget who makes those, but yeah, he's.
You know who makes those? The total asshole.
Yeah. That's who.
Oh, and
And
maybe
you know what the
don't-
crazy thing is? Never mind. I probably said this before. I don't want to. Well, I'm on a different coast. He looks a lot like Harley Flanagan.
Oh,
If you look at him, like not quite as muscly, but he's got.
Don't say that name 3 times, man.
Yeah, right.
Shit,
don't know.
get ugly.
Oh, when you guys,
yeah,
I think we were talking. Oh, when Chris was on, and then I also
God.
noticed
the other owner of Saint Vitus.
Yeah, the other owner of Saint Vitus.
Your partner.
When he was on.
He's my
You
partner in other
mentioned,
ways.
I think it was the two of you that are sort of relaunching Wreckage, right?
Yeah. So we decided after I saw what the Sound Majority records were going for on Discogs,
Yeah.
I was like, yo, well, the thing is, like, I kind of, it was a multi-layered thing where I was like, that period of hardcore, or it wasn't really hardcore. Most of the bands were post-hardcore, but like, there's not a lot of appreciation for it, you know, and the later era of Wreckage was all Long Island bands because me and Artie Philly were sort of like directing the situation. I was producing records, and I produced the Sound Majority record and whatnot, and Sons of Abraham and shit like that. And like, I just felt like I want people to be able to get these records. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
to physically have them. Like, I don't want people to pay $150 to get them. That's fucking ridiculous. And let's make it sound better. Like, I produced the record originally, and you know, like like we can remaster it, make it sound better, and put it out on, like, you know, 140 or 180 gram vinyl, and it'll sound good. And you know, like, so that was like literally the whole reason we did the Wreckage thing, was to put out the Sound Majority record. And then, you know, like, it all kind of came together, and I was like, all right, well, what's going to be next? You know, so we have to figure out what the next record's going to be, but we don't have a lot of money. So whatever money comes in, we have to use that for the next record. So we're hoping to do Millhouse, Obscenity and the Milk,
Oh, nice.
as a second record. I would love to do Sons of Abraham. Unfortunately, Justin Beck doesn't like anybody else in the band. So that's an issue. I wanted to put out the Neglect record, but like, they all hate each other. It's such Long Island jabroni bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, they all need to shut the fuck up. And oh man, there's no money involved. Like, it's like, you're gonna get.
Do you
like
want people to have your records?
Yeah.
Or what? Or not?
No, apparently some people don't. I mean, Justin Beck, I get it. You know, he's in Glassjaw. Like, he owns Merch Direct. He's, you know, he's a very good friend of mine. You know, and like, I'm gonna respect his shit, but the bottom line is we own the records now, so we can do anything we fucking want. Like, if we want to put this shit out, we can do it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to piss anybody off. You know,
Yeah.
and so I know Chris is all like, "Oh, I can't do that because Glassjaw, Revolver, blah, blah, blah." So, you know, he's compromised. But like, you know, as far as Neglect goes, you know, I don't know. Like, I know one of the two of you is not familiar with Neglect.
Yeah.
But
I wonder which one.
yeah.
I'll just go sit over here. I'll just go. Tell me when it's prog time again.
Neglect is one of these bands that, like, you know, has stood the test of time in its, you know, sort of fucking Neanderthalness. And, you know, it's essentially, it's obituary riffs with Skinhead singing about killing himself. It's brilliant.
That sounds great.
I mean, are you familiar with Neglect?
I'm not, no.
No, he's not. No, I am.
No.
You are. Okay.
Yes.
I'm familiar with Obituary.
Yeah.
Then if you listen to this, you'd be like, oh yeah, shit. That's
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Cool.
There we go.
But yeah, I mean, like, we want to put this stuff out. Like, we want to move forward. So, you know, I want to reissue some of the Modern Matter stuff. I know that's, like, you know, maybe a bit of a pipe dream. Things are aging out, basically.
Yeah.
Is what's happening. It's like, you know, like, the whole thing with the vinyl revival and box sets and shit like that, that's all about people of our age who have disposable income, who want to buy, like, these things that are nostalgic to them. So, you know, I don't necessarily want to be that. I want to be, you know, like, hey, Sound Majority was an important band, a really important band, and a band that I want people to hear. And, you know, like, we're hoping that we can maybe open a few doors with that. And who knows? I could be like, I'm sure I'm fooling myself. I'm just going to lose a shit ton of money, but, you know, it's all good. whatever. It's all
I have
fun.
been-
there's hopes that I could get auto manipulation on vinyl.
Yeah, well, it's hard to get.
I know.
It's not that expensive.
That's why you gotta
It's not
repress
that
it.
expensive. It's not that expensive on Discog. And honestly, like I want to remaster it so it just sounds better.
Yeah.
Oh, AirPod down.
It doesn't work anyway. It's broken. But yeah, they'd be I'd love for you to get auto on vinyl. I think that again, that's another record that I feel has stood the test of time. It's like
I think so.
you put it on and it sounds like it was recorded yesterday. It's like, which is great. And the Millhouse record is the same way, and the Saint Majority record is the same way. It's like I think Diamond with 16. I'm dying to remaster that record and put it out. I love that record. I think it's fucking fantastic.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so fucking good. There's a series of records that I really hope we can do, and maybe we'll do some new stuff too. Like Incendiary has been talking to us about maybe doing a 7-inch or something. It's all super exciting and a gigantic money loser, but it's that's what hardcore is.
Well, I did pick up a T-shirt.
Unless you're playing Gorilla
hopefully,
Business.
lots of people have picked up the new T-shirts while they're waiting.
I love the irony. I love the irony of like a $200 super collector's edition hardcore record.
Yeah,
it's great.
Oh yeah.
As long as there's like a $15 version too.
Yeah,
it's fair
seriously.
enough. Having been tangentially involved in a record label for like the last 5 years, don't be set on it being a total money sink right away. I mean, the revival has really been pretty good for some folks.
I think it'll be okay. It's just like
it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's a true passion project.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the way I feel about it, and that's cool. I'm more than willing to be the whatever is the martyr, the money martyr, because I'm laying all of it out. And it's fun. I can't wait to see. I'll say this, and I've said this probably numerous times on podcasts and whatnot, but I always harken back to the Descendants show that we had at Vitus, where I watched 350 kids have the best night of their life, and every single one of them said that to me. The amount of people to this day who still come up to me for various shows that they saw at Vitus, that was the best night I fucking ever had. I'm like, you know what, man? I've been chasing the dragon ever since with all that. It's like that's the shit. And if the wreckage thing, people love Saint Majority. They love that band, and deservedly so, because they were they're the epitome of Long Island hardcore. They are the combination of Mind Over Matter and Neglect and Millhouse and all the fucking great bands. They really encompassed everything and made it their own, and then they ripped off not ripped off, but they brought in Lifetime, and they brought in these other bands that they were seeing where we were we're not going to be I don't want to be pop punk at all, and we'll be pop punk, fuck you. I love that. It's to give joy to people in any way possible is great through our shitty little tiny scene that shouldn't really mean anything, but I've been around the world and I've fucking seen it.
It does.
It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. It's wild. Even before the internet, I was in Tokyo in Osaka, Japan in 1995, and this kid walks up to me at a record store with the Mind Over Matter Auto Manipulation record. He's like, favorite record. I'm like, what? Seriously? I didn't even know you got this here. How the fuck did this happen?
Yeah.
But that was wild. I'd been in the country for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, it's fucking nuts. And I was there with World's Fastest Car, and so I wasn't even there with Mind Over Matter, and that was cool, so that says a lot to what the Long Island hardcore scene was, able to do internationally, for the lack of touring that most of the bands did.
Yeah. And it's good. I mean, it's funny. Sometimes scenes happen because there's a willing patron somewhere, you know what I mean? And that can be in the moment, or that can be, retrospectively, like going backwards and curating. Like most of the music that I loved in the mid 90s and, like after I graduated from high school and on, was because of Frank Kozik and Man's Ruin, right? And just because this one guy who had made money, doing posters for concerts and shit and album covers, decided he wanted to put out records of all the bands he liked. And, he didn't have to make that decision. And if he hadn't, who knows which of those bands that he released we would know anything about. Some I'm sure we still would have, but some might have just disappeared. Yeah. And it's cool. And, we lived through the pre-internet, pre-videotaping everything. We still have a memory of a time where if you have a recording or a video or photos of something that happened, that could be precious and hard to get your hands on. So I can see a bunch of us kind of getting older and going, oh shit, we should go back and make sure everybody knows about this shit that went down when we were teenagers, because it'll disappear forever if we don't do it.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening with, like, a lot of people who have, Joe Grillo from Garrison invested a bunch of money in Iodine recordings, and like they're putting out a bunch of shit, and like, it's there's he's my old bandmate too. I mean, we were bandmates for 9 years.
Iodine is the one that just put out the new Judas Knife, right?
Yeah. So that's Joe's band.
Right,
yeah.
Joe and Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both ex-bandmates of mine. Yeah. And like, it's, fucking, it's killer. It's like, if you have the excess income, why not? Or even if you don't, it's like every label lived on a shoestring, for years and years and years. It's a labor of love.
Yeah.
And but you're right. Like, when you were talking about Man's Ruin and that idea of taking that risk, and like a lot of those bands, like when you take young bands and you give them an opportunity to put a record out, they become inspired to continue going on and doing things.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that Wreckage gave to me, in 1991 or 92. I remember it's Ed Reyes, who was in Take It Back Sunday, was in Monitor Matter at that time. And I always tell the story of, like, I remember we signed a record contract for 3 records. And I remember talking like out loud in the space going, you don't want 6 records? Because we were like we were so worried that they weren't actually going to put our records out. We were so dumb and so like naive that it was like, can't we sign for more records? Because I don't, we had been a band for 2 years and like played in front of 20 people, forever, and it was like no, like 3 records is fine, that's fine. And I remember walking downstairs and we were on West Broadway in New York City, and I turned to Ed and I was like, Ed, every song we write from here on out will get released. Isn't that crazy?
It's that crazy.
And he's like, yeah, man, yeah. And Ed went on to be in the Movie Life and a bunch of other bands, and then became famous and Take Back Sunday. And meanwhile, I kind of meandered throughout my career, but I had a couple moments. But it was like so naive and weird, but like they gave us the confidence. That record deal gave me the confidence to be like, I can do this. And we just grew really quickly.
Yeah.
And it's like, and beyond that, like when I broke up Monitor Matter and Walter broke up Quicksand and we started World's Fastest Car together. How crazy is that? Like, I was in my favorite band's singer of my favorite band, I was in his band.
Yeah.
By 1995, which is like crazy. It's crazy. When I think back to it, it's like such a crazy experience. We rehearsed 6 days a week for fucking months, year and a half, before I walked away because it was just fucking crazy. He was signed to Island Def Jam. It was a fucking nightmare. But, what a great experience. I call it Wally College. Was, I got to go to Wally College. And
Wally
learn,
College.
I learned, he was under a lot of pressure. It was a difficult situation. I used to say, like, I learned how not to be in a band. you know, like, 'cause I just felt like the way that things were kind of fucked up. But he was under a lot of pressure, and I was just a fucking, you know, I was just playing shotgun. Honestly, I was just fucking hanging out.
Yeah.
You know, we just like, I would get drunk at rehearsal and have fun and write tunes, and we recorded probably 100 songs, only which of 9 of which have ever made surface, you know, on the internet.
Wow.
And whatnot. But a bunch of them obviously were Rob School's songs, and like through the years, Requiem made it out on the solo record, and Arranged Marriages, I think, made it on one of his, anyway, whatever. But yeah, it was crazy. Like, he was so prolific, and so, you know, just watching him write that much, and I was in the studio constantly, and like, you know, it was just like, fuck, man, you know, Wally College, man. I was in Wally College.
Yeah, and if you're smart, you have those moments too, and if you're smart and you're paying attention, you can learn so much.
Oh hell yeah! I came right out of that and started Airtight, and you know, Walter signed me to his label, Sun.
Oh right, yeah.
Right
Didn't
out of
he
that.
produce
like,
one of the first albums too, or both?
No, he didn't produce it. No.
Oh, I thought he did.
No, we didn't let him anywhere near the studio. But I mean, he was, you know, him and Sam and like and Matt Pinkett, they were very gracious to us, and you know, like I just took everything I learned from the experience. You know, like, I had the Mind Over Matter stuff, which I was writing most of that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, once I played with Walter, it was just like, okay, it's go time, you know, and I just did it until Instruction happened and we got signed to Geffen, you know, like, which was the whole thing, because Airtight had been around for, you know, 6 years or something, and we got rejected by every major label, because that was the thing. It's like, at that time, you got signed to a major label. Yeah. And you know, like, we were too rock for indie, and we were too indie for major labels. So we kind of fell in between, but we were selling out shows in New York for years, you know, and it was always like killer. And I was like, you know, Phil, our guitar player, he left the band, and I remember we were in this practice space, and I was like, okay, guys, we're going to change our name. We're going to sign to a major label in 6 months. And it's literally what happened. It was like, that week I wrote 7 songs, and I was just like, okay, guys, let's go. And then we brought Tom Capone from Quicksand into the band, and we flew to England. We played 1 show in England, and it's like a huge, gigantic thing. I paid for all of it on my credit card. And then we subsequently toured England 4 times over the next 6 months, which I paid for on my credit card. Wow. Which took me years to pay off. But yeah, it's well, yeah, I mean, we toured with Hells for Heroes, and then we toured with Biffy Clyro, and then we toured with Funeral for a Friend, and we toured, you know, it was nuts. It was like really exciting, and like in the you know, in America, we had a bidding war over us, and you know, we wound up going with Geffen, which was probably not the right move. I probably should have signed to Hollywood, who had offered us $360,000 in non-recoupable cash advance, and I would have had $100,000 in my bank account. And instead, we signed a Geffen for $80,000, and I had $13,000 in my bank account. And I lived off of $30,000 for literally $30,000. I lived off of for 4 years.
Damn.
Wow.
Somehow, and but man, I was rich.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Played the main stage at Down Road at Donington. You know, like
nice.
Did some cool stuff.
Holy shit.
Cool stuff. But yeah, like, you know, like that, those experiences are like things that you can't, you know, you can't put a dollar price on that. You can't, it's all good fun and cool experiences. But, you know, like I harken back to that getting signed to Rec Age thing, which gave me the confidence to be, you know, whatever it is that I became. And it's, you know, I still like, you get the bug. You just love to write, and that's what I love to do. I love to be in a band. I love being in a band. I hate being a solo artist. I fucking hate it. I do it, but I hate it. But I'd much rather just hang out with my bros and get drunk and, you know, write some cool music. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. JD knows I'm working on my solo bass record.
Yeah, I'll tap.
You'll
Dude,
tap.
sick.
It's all
I'll-
tap.
You
I'll
know,
slap.
Billy Sheehan. The old Billy
Ugh.
Sheehan.
Okay, so he didn't know anything about Billy Sheehan. He didn't know about the entire world of like awful bass solos, and that now like in modern YouTube, these like virtuoso bass players that play this wicked shit that's all sounds like ass. Like the bass by itself, for the most part, sounds terrible. But I sent him a link to like one of the live Billy Sheehan solos, and it's the dumbest thing. I mean, listen to it. It's the dumbest thing you've ever heard.
Yeah, it's retarded.
There's so many
Like,
notes and
I'm from Long
nothing
Island. I
music.
guess it's retarded.
Yeah, nothing musical.
No.
happening.
Yeah, but like, let's stop right there. There's one person there's two people in the world who make the bass sound fucking incredible. Number one is Chris Squire. Rest in peace. The other person is Geddy Lee.
Yep.
Come on. Come on.
I love it, but I'm not waiting for Geddy's solo record. I'll tell you that much.
No, he's not. What reason would he have to do it? Like,
He
it's
would have no
fucking hanging.
reason. No.
He's fucking,
Yeah.
dude, the guy's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I hate
love it.
Do you like Les Claypool? I fucking can't stand him.
So, look, I was raised in a time in the Bay Area where Primus was unavoidable, and I loved that how much they stuck out compared to everything else that was going on in mainstream music. That they got videos on MTV made me giddy.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do I like his bass
God bless the
playing
90s.
as a mature adult bass player? No, I don't like his bass playing at all. I think his tone's pretty terrible. I think he makes some weird choices. It's he's not doing the bass player's job, but that was never what he set out to do. He set out to be the front of the band,
To be the lead bass player.
yeah, to be the and to turn it into something, and he did it. But it's not for me. No, I mean, I like the second Lennon Claypool Delirium record. I think is pretty good, but not because the bass playing is amazing. It's just an interesting record. But no, I mean, I used to love him. I used to idolize him, but no, he's sloppy. You know, like I wouldn't go, oh, this made angered people because I love Rush and I historically love Primus. I would not go see that Primus does Rush tour.
The Rush thing?
Yeah, I don't. I've seen them attempt it in the past. I saw them attempt La Villa Strangiato, and I was just like, don't do that. Like,
Don't do that.
Why would you do
Especially
that?
song. Jesus Christ.
Seriously. And it's honestly,
That's like,
it's
the hard, like on drums, that's the hardest song. Like, it's not
well,
even,
and Tim
like,
can pull it off. Tim can actually do it. It's fucking
Amen,
rare.
dude.
It's a guitar player. He can't.
I want to hear Tim. Larry Lalonde? Is he? Yeah, and yeah, he can't play. He can't fucking play like that.
No, he
He was
can't.
possessed.
Lifeson's is a genius. That guy goes overlooked. Seriously, I've heard very few
You know
people
what? He
that can
doesn't
do
go
him.
overlooked. He doesn't go overlooked because he's rich and he's famous. But yes, like he's like, I mean, as a chameleon guitar player, as a guy who can find a note in worlds that he should never be able to, the 80s stuff, which is my favorite. You know, like fucking Hemispheres is my favorite record, but like if we're gonna get into it, Show of Hands, that record is like, you know, like it's a great compilation of early 80s Rush. You know, it just, and it's so balls where like, you know, like they put out a live record without any of the old 70s stuff. It's all new shit. It's all Hold Your Fire and Grace Under Pressure and Signals.
Yep.
It's fucking killer. God. I fucking love Rush.
Those live
Rush.
I mean, those live Rush records, all of them are the reason that I wanted to be in a band. It was like,
There's
fuck,
so
man.
much cooler. Like it's like Yes Songs. To me, like Yes Songs, it's just heavier and like you know, Alan White plays on a lot of it. Like he's playing Bill Bruford's parts, and it's a little bit heavier, a little bit faster. You know, like the Rush live records are the same way. They're a little bit pushed.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like it's just there's something about it that just feels better than the recordings, which are very controlled.
Yep.
You know, yeah.
And I remember it was like you'd catch a video and you go, that's really only 3 people. Like, no shit.
God, it's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling.
It's unreal. And I heard them tell the story about that. And it was like they had big ambitions for the sound, but they're like, we get along. Like, this is great. When we're on
We don't want
tour,
to bring another person in, yeah.
everything's copacetic. We'll just fuck it up. So let's figure out how to do it without having to add anybody. And that's what then they went down a course of everyone's got more than one job, and they just fucking figured it out. We'll get you on board someday, JD.
Yeah, it's a fucking beautiful, deep fucking situation. It really is. Yeah, sorry.
So speaking of the joy, you know, and seeing the joy in people's faces when they see their music, like when they hold it for the first time, when you have a young band and you make a record and they get it and they're just like, whoa. I've been there a few times when they like get their hands on their copies for the first time and they're just like, whoa, like this is real. Like we did this. We're a band now. Like the CDs never felt like that, you know, because you could go and duplicate a CD on your computer, you know they cost $1.
Not in the early days,
but not in the early days. Yeah, in the early days it was a big deal. But one of the things for this label, a lot of what we're doing are these tribute records where we're taking like the greatest artists from the past and then using them as a way to introduce people to sort of cross-pollinate. So we did a Thin Lizzy, we just put out a Deep Purple, Judas Priest is in the works, and Rush is fourth. So I'm curating the bands for the Rush tribute. Like this is like the greatest power that I think I've ever been given in my entire life.
Everybody wants in.
No, people are scared. Honestly, compared to the other records, the bands are more scared to fucking commit to Rush. So
yeah, dude, that's fucking really hard.
Yeah, it's
tough.
tough.
Like, who's gonna fucking play the bass parts on that shit?
Like,
what's the easiest Rush song?
Something off Permanent Waves.
Yeah, maybe.
What's the ballad on Permanent?
I mean, there's probably some newer stuff that the Trees.
No, that's fucking hard.
The bass part's not. Bass part's fine. No, I mean, so we got.
Jacob's Ladder.
So that's the one I'm seriously considering doing. That's kind of that's the one.
It's an easy one.
No,
Okay.
Jacob's Ladder's weird. It's a fucking weird song.
Super.
Yeah. No, but like we got Yob to do Deep Purple. We got High on Fire to do Thin Lizzy song. I haven't even seen the list for Judas Priest yet, but I mean, I know there are bands out. Like it's my dream to get Mutoid Man to do one someday, and I feel like maybe Rush is the one where we could hook him in. He said the last time I talked to him, he said it was like label issues or time issues or I don't really
time
wanna,
issues.
or
Obviously,
I don't really want to deal with it. Yeah,
I'll text Brodsky right now to talk that shit, dude.
yeah.
If
They want to do a Rush, if they want to do a Rush song, they're in.
They're in.
Fucking 100%. But I mean, I feel stressed about it, about like picking the bands and seeing what song, because we don't tell anyone what songs they can or can't do. They can do whatever they want. So it's just a matter of who we find and what they grab. But
dude,
it's fun.
There's the dreaded Rush song. It's a Tang Sway or like fucking the fuck is it? It's the one they all hate. It's on.
Which album is it on?
I think it's on Hold Your Fire. I think it's the last song on Hold Your Fire. Or
Hold the Dream is the last song.
No. It's on. It's an Asian name.
I can't think of it. Too bad Nate Carson's not here. He would tell us immediately what it was.
Oh, Nate would tell us immediately.
Shout out to Nate. And right now he's so embarrassed for us for calling ourselves Rush fans.
Yeah, I know.
Oh no, dude! It's '80s Rush. Come on.
Yeah.
This is a
and
song
we don't
that
have
they
to know
all
the
hate to
worst
play.
song.
Or this is the easiest song.
I think it's a song they all hate.
Oh,
to play.
Tai Shan. It's on Hold Your Fire. It's the second to last song.
Okay.
Tai Shan.
I'm not pulling it in my head right now.
Huh. All right.
Oh no, it's awful. It's an actual bad Rush song.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and listen to it.
Yeah. It's like they all talk about like what song do you regret? Oh, Tai Shan. Yeah, that song.
That's funny. Is it like a follow-up to a Passage to Bangkok or something? Like, are they getting into that like creepy territory?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think also Neil hated the lyrics to it. Like, yeah, it's like one of those things. But yeah, I mean, you know, we could do like probably 3 or 4 hours on Rush alone.
Rush talk.
Just
Yeah.
me and you.
Me, you, my guitar
Yeah.
player, and Nate
Right,
can
you guys,
just talking,
get that
talking,
scheduled. We'll-
talking
Yeah,
Rush.
like, you know, it's like,
But what would
like
you?
we'll do an hour and a half on Hemispheres, and then we'll go from there. You know, it's,
So what's one that you would like to record? Like if you just were gonna pull one song out.
I'd love to do like one of the like poppy ones from the '80s, Big Money, or something like that. Because like that's like fun, and also like I can air drum the shit out of that. So like maybe I could recreate it.
Big Money or Show Don't Tell or Show Me Don't
No, I
Tell
wouldn't
Me.
do Show Don't Tell. It's like, you know, you can't recreate Amy Mann bit.
Yeah, that's
But,
true.
You know, no, that's Time Spent Still. Sorry, but yeah, is that what you meant? Or...
No, I was thinking of Show Don't
I
Tell.
know Show Don't Tell. I know Show Don't. Yeah, Time Spent Still is what I was thinking of. But like yeah, I mean, I would love to do like Big Money or Subdivisions, or like, you know, like one of the ones you could really dig into, Subdivisions in the school.
Yeah,
like where he, like Neil like really digs in. Like, it's fucking shit.
Yeah, I think we're putting together like I won't call it a super group. We'll just call it a group. Because Andy Patterson and I were talking about this, and he's always wanted to record something. So I'm talking about going to Utah with Andy, and then Zach Livingston from Minsk, and Curtis Parker from Witch Ripper up in Seattle, and a few other people, and trying to put down Xanadu, which terrifies
that's pretty fucking fancy for a Mr. Bungle fan, dude. Yeah. I don't know anything about the underground. I'm gonna get all these fancy people together. Jesus Christ.
Those are
Right?
those are not fancy people.
Yeah, fancy people.
Those are fancy
Jesus
people.
You would
Christ.
if you called Andy fancy to his face, he would punch you.
Andy doesn't punch people.
No, actually, that's true. Andy wouldn't punch anybody. He'd probably just give you a
Fucking
beer.
fancy, dude. You got fancy pants, you know? It's cool. Xanadu, that's a big project.
I know. I'm scared. I'm scared of it. I got to talk to Andy some more and see if, like, are we really going to do this? Let's do this.
Pull it off.
I'm excited
Yeah.
for it. I mean, you know, the whole thing with Rush, though, is like it's difficult to interpret it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're just going to do a karaoke version of it. And that's, like, I hate, that's the reason I hate cover songs. Like, the idea of interpreting it in your own way is way cooler than just being like, hey, I can actually play this. I mean, and in all honesty, being able to do Xanadu, like, that's enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, after doing
as a musician, you're like, whoa, Jesus Christ, this is
Well,
incredible.
the thing that pops out to me really quickly, the first thing that pops into my head when you say that you hate cover songs, is the fact that you guys sort of, Vitus, in my opinion, helped launch
the 2 minutes to late
2 Minutes
night.
to Late Night, which has all of the greatest
all
fucking cover songs.
It's all the covers.
I mean, are they? I mean, no, it's cool, and I love Jordan, and they, you know, like I feel like those guys have gotten like the you know, they cornered the market on that.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool, but like, is it reinterpreting things that like are really interesting? I don't know. Did they gather a lot of really great musicians? Fantastic.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
you
so
know,
They're fun.
Some are more deeply
fun as shit. They're
reimagined
like-
Yeah.
than others, for
You
sure.
know, like, I would never say anything negative about it. It's fucking great, and Jordan is amazing, and like the whole situation is, you know, like,
Yeah.
everything that he's done has been amazing. And like, I wish they would come back and do, you know, a 2 minute late night at Vitus. And I know Jordan moved upstate, and you know, like, he's a little bit COVID freaked out, but like, you know, it'd be, I fucking love, it's my favorite shit that we ever do at Vitus. It's the stuff that isn't shows, like comedy shows or 2 minutes late night or any of that stuff, you know, like, and we gave them the room for free, you know. It's like,
That's
do
awesome.
it, go for it, guys. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
because we knew it was going to be fucking awesome, and it was going to be on YouTube, and it was going to take off, and
Yeah.
because it was funny, and they were fucking brilliant, and you know, like, I just love that shit.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. After going through a couple albums worth of covers, I've sort of put them into a few buckets, and you have like the absolutely faithful cover, like where it really just sounds
Sounds just like the band.
essentially just like the band. Then there's kind of like the time and place accurate cover. So like the singer doesn't sound like the singer or whatever, but it still sounds like a song that would have come out by that band or, you know, a band at that same time. So it's a little different, but it doesn't really stand out. Then there's the bands who are able to take a song and make you think it was one of their songs, right? Like to play a cover and you go, oh, that's not a Rush song, that's a Melvin song or whatever. Like, dude. And it's not necessarily a whole rewriting or reinterpretation, but it's just like it's an interesting skill that I've seen a few bands pull off. And then I love my favorites are always the full reinterpretations. The version of Perfect Strangers that Yob did is not the song that's on the Deep Purple record at all, but it's incredible. And those are
I love that song. I mean, that song is incredibly Zeppelin style, like the original. So I've never heard the cover.
Yeah, we'll send you a link.
Send you a link. It's great.
Or send me an address and we'll send you some records.
There you
Cool.
go.
Anyway,
We have time for music?
Yeah, we should probably listen to a couple songs.
Come on.
He's all, do I have to? So the easy out is that's not for me. You already said it once. It happens all the time.
It's not for me to like.
Yeah,
It's not for me to like.
Not for me to like.
That's complete. I will say we have come across some absolutely incredible bands and music that we're now obsessed with that we didn't know a thing about. Oh, fucking Pupil Slicer submitted a song and we hadn't listened.
God, no way.
We hadn't listened to them yet, so we listened to it and I was like, what the fuck is this? You know,
They're a well-known band. Yeah.
they are,
Pretty
yeah.
unique, right?
We don't know everybody. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
I was surprised that they submitted, but they did.
Well, especially this past year. This past year, they've exploded.
Yeah,
they were on
they-
everybody's top list for the year.
Are they from the UK or no?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are. Okay.
Yeah, they're UK.
They're
Who,
Brits.
who else really good submitted music that blew us away? Oh, Arabrat,
Arbra, Pinkish Black.
Pinkish Black.
was actually the one
Darren-
that blew me
Pinch
away.
Black, they've been around for a long time.
Yeah, Darren
Yeah.
tried to submit, and I was like, no, I've already seen you live a bunch of times. Why don't you just come on and
You
be
just come on
be
the
a
show.
guest- be a
That was a fun one.
Yeah, he's awesome. Very deep knowledge of the Showtime Pizza, Chuck E. Cheese animatronic bands. If you ever need to talk to someone who's gone deep down that rabbit
gone
hole,
deep.
that
know.
would be Darren.
That's cool. I've been to enough for those parties. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so what do we have?
It's got some.
I wish they
We've
served
got,
alcohol.
we've got a
Oh, they
band
do.
called Horned Wolf.
Oh, they always serve terrible alcohol at.
Horned Wolf.
Horned Wolf.
Here, I'm going to share it so you can see.
Just when you thought they couldn't come up with another wolf name, it's
I
Horned.
know, right?
Wolves, witches, wizards.
Horned Wolf. We're either gonna get it's gonna be sludge or hardcore, is my guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
I'm guessing
okay.
sludge. No, it might be
Lawrence-
black metal.
Lawrence, Kansas.
oh,
Oh my god! I feel
Okay,
like I'm
well.
watching an episode of
yeah.
the Yellow Jackets or something. Like
Yellow
what's going
Jackets,
on?
exactly. It totally looks like Yellow Jackets.
Just watched the finale last night.
All right, well, let's hear what they
I
sound
haven't
like.
seen it yet. Shh, no spoilers.
No word.
Trad metal. Or not. This is good.
How many singers are
Who's
there?
singing?
I think the chick is singing all of it.
Is she doing
gonna
all
kill
of
it.
it?
Do you think that's all of
Well,
it?
there's
There's
some parts-
There's probably somebody else singing, but like it sounds good.
There's a part where it sounds like she's like screaming, and then over the course of a single line, it like becomes clearer and clearer until it's like the end of the line is sung clean.
Dude,
But
as long
there's
as they
never
don't
like
hit, like an auto, as long as they don't hit an auto-tune chorus, I'm cool.
Yeah,
You know,
that was.
you know.
All right,
That's what
let's
I was
find
waiting for. But like, from the picture, I'm guessing that's not going to happen.
yeah, I don't think
Like,
so.
they got the right T-shirts.
Also, who's in the back there?
Yeah, that's scary.
It's fucking
Scary dude.
Yeah.
That's scary,
It's
dude.
fucking Yellow Jackets, man.
Yeah, that's
There
They're
you
all
totally Yellow
cursed.
Jackets.
Where are they from?
Lawrence, Kansas.
Kansas.
Yeah, fucking hell.
All right. Let's see where
Are they
let's see
hanging
where
out with
I'm
Shiner?
gonna
Jesus.
skip forward a little bit here. 2 minutes. Okay. I liked it when it was screaming at the beginning better. That's kind of cool. I like that picture. So there's definitely two singers, for sure.
Yeah, she needs to like be a little bit more melodic in her chorus bits, but I think it's really good.
I dig it.
I mean, I'm impressed.
It's got a lot of different elements in there. Like there's like some old school metal
Are
in there.
you like trying to create like a video with like the changing of the stuff? Like,
No, I'm just
freaking out,
reading
like,
shit. I'm just reading shit because
you were like going in, zooming out. I was like, shit, is he making a video?
No.
We just like to talk about the way things look.
Sometimes there will be interesting notes that give away details. So this is a band that's got only two single releases, only as far back as 2021. So this sounds like a young project, and she sounds like maybe not super experienced. I don't know. Like I noticed.
I think she sounds fucking great. Dude.
She sounds great, but like I think that like this is an artist who, if she continues to make music, I think will probably evolve her melodic senses a little bit. And
Looks like there's probably 4 other people in the band too.
So what you're trying to say is like dump the guys and start a solo project.
something like that.
Go Chelsea Wolf. Come on, do it.
Well, and just wait for all.
We don't need another one of those.
One's enough.
There's enough. Thanks, Merker.
There's only one Chelsea Wolf.
That's true. There is only one. Her real name's Nicole.
And so shall it remain.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never met Chelsea, but we spent a bit of time with Jess, her drummer, and her drummer's other band, Horseneck, from Sacramento. That's a kick-ass band. If you've never listened to them,
they're all from Sacramento. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if Chelsea is anymore.
She is. Yeah. Well, she originally is.
Are you always from wherever you're from? Does that change?
I mean, especially if it's fucking Sacramento.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, it might change.
Just from Northern California.
Oh, my favorite example is High on Fire is an Oakland band. Sort of, but mostly a San Jose band, really. But that's not cool at all. Nobody wants to be a band from San Jose.
San Jose. Just like Bare Naked Ladies.
Why don't you be the band from San Jose?
All right, what's next?
Inhuman Hands.
That was good, man. That was a good story.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
That
I
band's
liked
great.
it. I thought it was cool. I can definitely see. I think one of them was wearing a chemist shirt, and I can see.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, Inhuman Hands. The song is called Mary Ellen. Oh man. Oh, is that a barbed wire tattoo?
I don't know, man.
All
Just
right, here we go.
What are Inhuman Hands?
Robot hands.
Yeah, fuck.
oh, uh-oh.
Whatever
I like that. I like the way it started. I don't know what happened, but it was like it sounded like a really like shitty lo-fi recording, and then all of a sudden it all kind of came in. I'm sure there's terms for it.
We can't hear you now. You switched headphones, and I think your microphone's probably.
Oh.
Let's see. So, Inhuman Hands is from
New Mexico.
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
Oh, he's switching back. Yeah, so these guys are from Albuquerque. This, like when it first started, when they were at that's a popular production tool is to do kind of a lo-fi intro.
Yeah.
That's like the riffs that are going to happen, and then blast in with like the full production, almost like the beginning of that Holy Grove song, where it's like kind of like distant and quiet in the background, and then it's just like boom.
Yeah, it sounds like you're off somewhere listening to a band that's playing far away.
Yeah.
I don't not like this.
He's back. Can we hear him?
Dum, 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 dum.
We see him.
Yes.
Oh, I hear you now.
Sort of.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
There we go. I thought it was going to be some straight like new metal revival.
I kind of thought so too, actually. I was kind of scared.
I
thought
heard-
we were going to get like some metalcore, new metal revival
Oh,
stuff.
there we go. Gotcha.
There we go.
There we go.
Did you catch any of that?
No, nothing.
No.
No, sorry.
You heard nothing. Here, let's let him listen to it. The
All
beginning
right.
again.
Okay, we're going to listen to the beginning again then.
All right.
Okay. And go.
Fieldy. Oh, that's Monkey.
It's wicked. Tech death, dude.
I did not think I was going to like this.
No?
I'm going to be honest. Anytime I see anything that has barbed wire, I'm just like, I'm not gonna like
yeah.
this.
This
It's got
is
barbed wire.
this is true.
But
I mean, it definitely falls in the category of things that I don't like. I don't need to like, but I get it.
Yeah. Just
It
looking
sounds
at
good.
looking at their tags: death metal, deathcore, melodic metal, metalcore, progressive.
Do you think they're going to be a sweet
it's
guitar
death
solo?
Yeah. Are they going to be what?
Is there going to be a sweet guitar solo somewhere?
Oh, sure. Sweep arpeggios left and right.
You think so?
I hope
sick.
so. I hope
Ooh,
so.
Where are they?
Really, really memorable shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Song is 4 minutes and 50 seconds. I would put the solo at like 3:11.
You think so? 311? Wow.
Yeah.
311.
Because amber is the color of my energy right
That's
now.
right. Amber is the color of my
Oh,
color.
Jesus Christ.
I gotta get ready for the 311 cruise.
Dude, I played that song at a wedding
Oh
recently,
God.
Oh.
and I just had to play that riff over and over again. It was,
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
oh my God, it haunted me for so long. I mean, I
You
did
deserve
it as a
that.
favor to a friend. It was a nice thing, but like, yeah, wow, yeah. Anyway,
All right.
All right, 311.
let's never
Here we
mention
go.
311 again. Thanks.
Yeah.
It's a called shot. All right. That was part of the way through, but it's close
Yeah,
enough.
it was part of the way through. It
I
was
can't
close.
claim to be the first one to ever do that.
Oh, no.
My good buddy Donner
Good buddy.
is the first one to do it, and he literally called the second the solo started. Like, it was brilliant.
That's impressive, man.
It was pretty
Very
awesome.
impressive.
It just means that we're all recycling the same ideas over and over again. Is all it
Yeah,
really
and
means.
also like that tech death metal thing is a little bit generic. Like it sounds cool,
and I like it, but it's there's nothing special about it. So
Yeah, that would be hard to stand out. We had on Cheney from Entheos last week, and they're interesting, and they're part of that kind of super technical death metal world. And I think her voice kind of sticks out a little bit in that world. I'm curious to see. She said they're recording a new record, and she's like clean singing on a lot of it. So I'm curious to see how that comes out.
Yeah,
it's the new thing. Everybody's clean singing these days.
Everybody's
much
these
days and clean sing.
Yeah, much to
Was it Blood Incantation just put out a fucking ambient record? For fuck's sake.
Oh, yeah. Much to the chagrin of No Clean Singing, my favorite website.
Oh, killer one. Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
We're gonna dig
What's
into
next?
something that I think might be a little bit different. Brandy and the Butcher.
All right.
So, I mean, judging by the artwork, I don't think we're gonna get tech death.
No. Jug
So we
band?
get straight death metal?
No, I'm hoping
Ooh.
for a jug
We
band.
could get a jug band. I wouldn't be surprised.
I love
Okay.
that you're hoping for a joke band.
Okay,
That's a good
PGF.
cover, man.
All right, here we go.
See, I'd hang out with these people.
Oh, they'd be fun tonight at the bar.
Good drum sound.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Oh, an intro.
I love just straightforward rock and roll.
I like your voice.
Yeah, I do too. And they have a record called Dick Circus, which I'm really pleased with right now.
You're really pleased with the Dick
Do we have any
Circus?
lyrics? Do we have any lyrics we can peruse?
There is a video for the song Dick Circus if you want
Ooh, really?
if you want to see what they have
let's
to
check
say.
it out.
Okay, well let me get in here.
Yeah, but like really well executed. Like the tones, the fuzz guitar tone was really good. The drums sounded great. Like if you're gonna do
I'm
something,
not sure about the songwriting, but like I can let that go.
yeah. Well, it's like this. The whatever version of Nashville Pussy is still touring needs an opener still. So there's a job for every band. Did you find Dick Circus?
I have it.
Okay, good.
I have the video, but
Oh.
I can't share the
Yeah.
screen. So
Oh.
let's
Look
push
at
play
that,
at the same
guys.
time. Ready?
Come on.
Get set, go.
Yep. This looks like it's gonna be like some weird rape video. I don't know if I'm into it.
Yeah, we got close.
Les Paul Jr.
I want to see them. I just want to go and see them at a dive bar somewhere. You know, I'm at a work conference and I stumble in off the street.
Yeah.
I'd be totally stoked.
Perfect.
Like, I would be like, fuck yeah.
Crap, man. I hope they're having
Let's
fun.
do this. Brandy.
Brandy and the Butcher. They're doing something. They're,
So how does
called
this
rock
work?
and roll,
they're at
Jeff.
least
You guys
actually
get
from the
these submissions-
South.
You guys get
They're
these
from
submissions
Columbia, South
randomly,
Carolina.
and then,
Is
like,
that the
See, there you
South?
go.
Yeah,
That's
that's
some Southern rock and roll right there.
How do you guys
All
do
right,
this?
is that all our? Is that
No,
all?
we got one more. We
have
have one more.
last one?
that we have to get to because, I mean, just looking at the cover, if
Oh.
this isn't just some good old like power metal, then I'm going to be really disappointed.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on power metal?
Oh, I mean,
Oh.
I love it.
We can't hear you again.
You can't hear me again?
Damn.
No? No dice?
No. Ah, technology.
Yeah, I guess I'm done.
Well, I really like power metal. I think it's awesome.
Well, Arthur, you sound so different.
My voice is going out.
Wait, you can sing. You can sing?
Yeah. You don't really sound like that. Although, what if you did?
Still nothing. You can't. You're so excited about Ilium. Your voice can't be heard. I think is what we're getting here.
Is that like a bird warrior dragon?
Nothing.
That?
He's gonna try again.
Holy shit!
It's somewhere in your microphone settings. It's probably like
Oh no!
he's gonna reconnect. It's probably like his USB,
Yeah.
like his Bluetooth headset is picking up still somewhere. Somewhere that music is playing on a pair of headphones.
Yeah, probably. That's probably exactly what it is.
Somewhere else. And he's coming back.
What it is.
Oh, so placing bets on what in the name of shit is going on here.
It has to be. Look at that cover.
Like here's a game we could play. I already know the answer. Maybe you don't. Which physical formats is this record available on?
Oh, only CD. Only CD. Yeah.
And there we go. Okay, he's connecting to audio. Check.
Anything?
You probably have Bluetooth headphones somewhere that are connecting to the audio.
That working?
No.
It's got to be it.
Somewhere. Maybe turn your Bluetooth off on your phone. Go naked. And yes, JD, you nailed it. This is only available on CD.
Oh, and digital, right? Of course.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
No, it's only CD.
All right, Bluetooth is off.
Yeah.
No, that's so weird. I don't know what's happening. We're losing him.
It's got to be the wrong input, right? Go down.
Yeah, but I don't know how you do it on a phone. How do you change mic settings when you're on a phone?
Oh, I didn't realize he was on a phone.
Yeah, it's got to be, right?
Bluetooth is off, but is it no?
Yeah, do you know where
On phone?
on the phone where the
I
buttons
thought
are?
you were on a computer. No,
No. I'm on my
Okay.
phone.
I don't know where it is.
Yeah, somewhere in the settings, it's like selected a different microphone for you. And I don't.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and I don't know why or.
Ooh, I hear something.
All right, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, we're good.
No.
All right.
Okay.
Weird.
So that's over. So
It's your
here's
fault. Fuck you guys.
Was it our fault? How'd that happen?
I don't know. I don't know what I did, but I just checked my input and it was set the way it was before, but somehow we could hear him.
That
So
was so weird.
So wait. So how do you know this band is power metal that's coming up?
We don't.
we don't.
We're guessing.
We were just
I mean, but look at the cover. What do you think
Oh
it is?
fuck yeah. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
So here was the quiz that I asked JD, and let's see if you can get it right too. Which physical media is this album available on?
Crawl.
Curl.
It does look like no. It's only available on CD.
Only CD.
It's
We
new.
find-
Crawl.com. It's a NFT or whatever NFT.
Wait,
NFT.
for real?
Yeah.
Oh God! I still have to schedule Frank Kozik because he wants to come on and talk about NFTs. Apparently, he's sold
Dude, you guys need to make $1 million off of that shit. Come on, go for it.
Let's do it. Okay, we are about to find out what this sounds like. So,
Quantum Evolution Event. That's
Quantum Evolution Event.
That's what it's
Okay,
about.
Here we go.
Oh, I love that name. Oh God, I love it.
Carrying the torch, guys.
Wow.
Dude, I fucking love that. It's amazing.
There is something about power metal that you always feel like you just triumphed
Oh.
over some adversity. I mean,
I like to call it battle metal.
battle metal.
Wait, the name of that band is Ilium?
Ilium.
Ilium.
And they are from Newcastle, Australia.
Ooh, Australia.
Fucking, of course.
And the beanie is sold
Australia,
out.
nobody can leave Australia right now, or like
Yeah.
leave their house in Australia. So
Where is Newcastle? Is that wow?
It's
in the northeast of England. Oh, sorry.
New-
you know, people from Newcastle sound so strange. It's one of the weirdest English
Really?
accents.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's terrible.
Well, it sounds like, I don't know. Everybody in Northern England sounds weird. Oh my God. Look at these other records. Oh my
Oh
God.
my God, they're all. How many do they
Oh
have?
my god.
Carcinogeist is the name of this record.
Dude, it rules.
Look at all
Got
the,
some.
that's a lot of blades.
Dude, I'm
So
so
many
into it.
blades. Oh, yeah, let's see how much music they
Their
have.
artwork is crazy.
Oh, they've been busy.
Oh my god.
Sirens of the Sticks.
Oh,
Hook it into like, dude, they fucking with Paradise Theater, man. I don't want to fuck with Sticks.
Yeah, no. Is that Varys from Game of? Sorry, we're rewatching Game of Thrones with our kid. That totally looks like Varys.
Totally.
All
It
right.
looks like the Angel of the North too in the background, like the statue from England. You know, like in the back left. I don't know what it is. It might just be a cloud formation. But
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're on a
it looks
small
like the Angel of
screen.
the North. Yeah.
I mean, this song's only 3 minutes. It's like just 3:22.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole
That's
thing
short.
is kind of just one giant
So when's the guitar solo?
isn't it? I thought it was all one solo.
It all sounds so quantized, but
Yeah,
right.
it does, and the drums don't sound real, but I know
They're
that's
not.
It looks like there's only 2 guys.
Yeah.
So maybe the drums are not real.
no, I'm sure they're not, which is awesome. Honestly, like just like take that out of the equation. Fuck that.
Guest drumming.
You know?
It does say guest drumming. Okay.
No,
let's
it's just fucking annoying. Like I
point.
don't like for this style of music. I don't need a fucking drummer.
yeah.
You know, it's like Inhuman Hands. It's like no,
All right.
it's
We're
a
going
shit.
to listen to a little bit more.
all right.
Do it.
All right.
I love this if they earnestly love this and are making this because they love it, and there are no tongues in any cheeks or no irony.
Dude, I don't think there
I don't
is,
think
man.
there
I mean,
is.
you look at how many records they put out. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
It's a lot. So I don't know if you can see this, but apparently somewhere along the way they released a record called Sirens of the Sticks, but then they re-released it re-stixed.
Re-stixed.
I
That's amazing.
react to that, dude.
Wow.
Oh,
Ilium.
that's fucking genius.
Dude,
Re-
a lot of effort in there. I appreciate it. Get in touch with me, boys. Come to New York and play
Come-
Saint Vitus.
Come to New York. Yeah, you lucked
that
out to.
slow vibrato.
There's so many
I can't do it
records.
right now. I've had a bottle of wine. I can't do it.
I love it. What is on that?
Permian
Are
Dusk.
Dude, look, that rolls. Oh my god, that's the fucking coolest record cover. Dude, I want that to
I
be the
just
best prog
realized
band ever,
something.
and it's not.
Oh, it totally looks like a prog cover.
Yeah.
It is such a prog cover. Is on their logo, is the blade supposed? Oh, never mind.
There's a little gargoyle.
He's sitting
It's
on
Kroll,
top
dude.
of there.
It's Kroll.
I thought
It's Kroll.
that was his tail, and that was supposed to represent something.
Now I'm gonna have to go home and watch Krull.
Wow.
I think is my takeaway from tonight. And what
It kind of
shirts-
looks like a swastika, the Kroll thing, but like,
Yeah, that's problematic now, I guess. Oh, good. They have the Carcinogeist as a
awesome.
T-shirt.
Oh, dude. Okay, these guys got to send us this shit for free for all this publicity.
Yeah.
Come on.
That shirt is amazing.
40 Australian dollars. I think that's a lot of dollars. And
Probably.
it's probably 60 to ship it.
I own Saint
Oh, yeah.
Vitus, dude. They got to fucking send that shit to me. Come on.
I will let them know.
Dude, he's gonna get us a show, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm totally gonna. It's gonna change your life. It's gonna be
Remember
sick.
that time you were on that podcast and you said something about our band?
Make sure to travel 28 hours or more just to play a show. I'll hook you
I know
guys
it's
up,
been 2
man.
years.
Beer and shit.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I don't think these guys have ever played a show. I
wouldn't be surprised.
No.
Oh my God, what's
there's
that?
only 2 people.
This is the Wendigo record.
Yeah.
Dude, that fucking rules.
So
Oh my God, I love Bigfoot. Yes.
I mean, unless they bring a band on the road with them, but I mean, 2 people cannot play that live.
no. I mean, they can play the tracks.
Tracks, dude. You
Yeah.
gotta play the
That
tracks.
is true. That is true.
They're definitely playing to a click, so tracks is just another button to press.
Whew.
Yeah,
I
or
really
like,
like that.
yeah, it's just like they don't have to play amps. They can play Kempers. Like, fucking fuck it, man.
Yep.
Fucking fuck it.
Fucking
Fuck it.
I really like the
Dude,
cover of
look
that
at cover. That's
Carcinogeist.
so sick.
genetic memory.
So cool. Dude,
Dude, these guys
whoever's
fucking
doing
rule.
their art.
I'm so into this.
One of them is one of them is the artist.
It has to be.
Yeah, I don't think it could
Yeah,
go
they're not
in-
paying for that shit.
Oh, here we go. Melodic power metal band. Founding songwriter Jason Hodges.
Were you hoping that it might say that one of them is a graphic designer part-time?
Yeah, or
Yeah.
what,
For an artist.
toured with.
Selling NFTs of his
Yeah.
record.
Yes, he sells NFTs. Oh, all right. Jason's wildlife rescue work. Well, Jason works in wildlife rescue.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh shit!
That's
All right, well,
rad.
he's Steve. What's his nuts from Australia? The guy who
that's
died.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Steve.
Oh, if
the
you wanted to
crocodile
know
hunter.
too, he's also writing for a separate project titled Envirometal.
Oh my god! I hope
I
the
bet these
artwork
guys are
is as
good dudes.
I think they must be really good dudes. Let's see what if Envirometal is on Bandcamp.
There's no way environmental. Is
I need it to be. Yep,
This is deep. dude.
Envirometal?
they released the Envirometal EP.
Oh, by Ilium. Oh yeah, look at that. Wow.
Oh, Jesus
Impressive.
Christ, are you kidding me?
Oh wow.
Ooh,
That also looks very proggy,
It's like the same aesthetic, but with real animals.
but with real animals instead of mythical
it's like
creatures.
a terrible open.
That's amazing.
Yeah. With real-
Why would they let Beyonce do all the music for the new Lion King when these guys exist?
With this,
How much more interesting would that soundtrack be
Right?
if this band did Circle of Life and Hakuna Matata? Okay, so I don't know. Pick a song. Find this EP because I have to either hear American Crocodile or Greenpeace.
oh,
There's a song called American Crocodile.
There's a song called American Crocodile. Golden Toad.
okay.
Larry David's Deer.
So which one? American
I think
Crocodile?
it's
gonna be
we have to
instrumental.
listen to American Crocodile.
Yeah.
It's gonna be instrumental. It's got to be.
Okay.
There's
I
no
hope he
way of
sings.
fitting American Crocodile lyrically into a
Please
song.
sing about.
This is way more trad. American Crocodile.
We got him. We killed him.
Fashion demons, blood red smiles, share the side of crocodiles. On your quick cosmos, same here, inside till your skin.
To be clear, Ilium, we are not laughing at you. This is fucking awesome.
It's awesome.
I just need to get that out there.
Just keep
And-
playing it, man. I want to hear more.
And it's a fundraiser.
Is there a turtle?
There is a golden toad. Do you want to hear golden toad?
There is Golden Toad.
Yeah, that's
All
track
right.
1. It's golden toad.
These guys are proficient.
They glow gold, mountain toad, from the mother bird. In 30 years, it disappears.
Aww.
Victim of man's world. Their rage was reduced, and judgment introduced. The climate had changed. Another lust from mankind.
Could learn a lot by listening to these songs.
I love
Yeah.
how they're just like straightforward educational.
Yeah, I feel like it's like listening to Iron Maiden when I was like in
Yeah,
high
right.
school.
a
You know,
little
like,
bit.
I learn about history and stuff.
Yeah,
you
there
know?
always was kind of like a the cool 8th grade history or the weird 8th grade history teacher
Next song is
vibe.
called Alexander the Great.
Yeah, Alexander the Great.
Oh.
He gave
There-
us a lot of man. Yeah, there's so many, honestly.
Oh my
Lemonade
God.
Marinade, come on.
So many.
This,
So many.
I mean, that's why I love Rush too, right? The first time I heard Xanadu, I was like, "Oh, I know that poem. That's
Yeah.
the same. That's a Samuel Taylor Coleridge
I know
poem.
that poem.
He rearranged the words a little
what's
bit.
the name of that band?
Ilium.
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 Ilium, yeah. Links to
I-
everything will be posted.
I don't know why they're not fucking famous, man.
I bet
should
they
be
don't.
Famous. Are they not? Are they famous?
I don't think so. I mean,
Not that we know of.
well, if you look at
I mean, they've got a lot of supporters.
like here's their last record on Bandcamp. This is how many supporters. That means that many people have a code that they either got or paid for.
Yeah.
So, no, probably not famous, but maybe in Australian power metal circles.
Or in any power metal circles.
I will guarantee
I
they've
don't know
never played a
anything about
fucking
power
show.
metal.
Yeah,
never played a show.
I'm curious about that to see if they play shows. Ooh,
Yeah.
over to the Facebooks.
Over to the YouTubes.
No,
Yeah.
guys, that
Get
will
on it, nerds.
have a Facebook page for sure. Spoken.
Oh, you're looking to see if they have. I gotcha.
Yeah, I want to look
Oh,
at
of course they
their.
have a Facebook page.
I thought you meant
know,
you wanted to find. That's why I said YouTube, so you could find actual.
looking at the
Oh.
older
Playing live.
demographic here.
Yeah. Yep. How badly did they get radicalized during the pandemic? That's really the only question I have.
Yeah.
Oh.
Australia,
look at
it's
this.
not hard, man. You get locked out.
They got
They
30.
do.
They got 3,400 followers on their Facebook page.
That's great.
Yeah. Good job, guys.
We have another one, a lyric video for Undergods.
Undergoose.
Undergoose.
Undergods.
Undergoose would be a better.
Undergods.
Under
Goose.
Cool. Like, yeah. Like,
Under
he's talking
Goose.
about gooses.
That one was on the environmental album. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, is that one of the guys?
That's one of the guys talking. All right, so do they have an events calendar? That's what I'm here to find out.
Wow.
No, they don't. I guarantee.
No. No.
There's no way.
Please.
Uh,
Ilium crowdfunder? Hunter for Wildlife Rescue? No.
no events, past or present.
I want to find out more about the work that he does with endangered animals.
I do too.
Yeah, it seems like he's very positive. That's good. I like it.
We will post. We will find it and post it in the show notes.
Yeah.
You can donate.
It's very Steve, the guy who died, the croc died.
Yeah. The crocodile hunter, Steve. What was
Irwin.
his last name? Irwin. Good
Steve
job.
Irwin. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good job.
His daughter Bindi Sue is carrying on
Bindi.
the legacy.
That's right.
Beautiful.
Fucking
And his wife, yeah.
grok this. His daughter has a child. I'm gonna feel fucking old.
Yeah, a little bit. Thanks, Dick.
I remember when she was just a baby.
We're in the same boat. All right, let's flash
Are
some
you gonna do
records
some
real
merch
quick.
table real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at what I scored some good finds when I was Christmas shopping for people, including a little Eagle Twin,
I recognize that.
which of course
Nice.
you know very well, and then you probably know this one. This is the Glacial Tomb record that I snagged
Yes.
off of somebody. This is Ben from Chemis's other band.
Yeah.
Shit
This
hot.
is like they're really good. Yeah, and I scored both of those records for good prices. I was happy.
Ooh, nothing better than a record at a good price.
I was happy about that.
That's awesome. Well, I grabbed this
Oh,
one. Fuck yes. One of my favorite albums of the 80s.
Whitesnake. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
See that?
You know it. I am just been listening to oh fuck. What's it called?
I don't know, man.
Here I go again.
Here I go again. It's all about
Again, on my own. Yes.
yeah.
Oh.
It's all about the blatant thievery that is Still of the Night.
I love Still of the Night.
Oh, it's a brilliant song, but it's like it's a Zeppelin song that's like 15 years
Oh,
old
it totally
already.
is. It totally is. But oh man, I love that album.
Don't
That
be
was
mean.
one of the few. I don't know. Did they weren't. I mean, they looked like a glam band, but they were not a glam band.
No, that was just a
was
deep
just the style.
That was a deep purple Trojan horse, is what that was.
Yeah. And then I picked this one up for Christmas as well. This LCD sound system. This is happening, which is one of my favorites. But it's super cool. The posters in the back, 180 gram vinyl. Oh no, this isn't the posters. This is the one that comes with. It comes with the paper sleeves that are printed.
A
But they
favorite
don't
of
put the record in it.
a favorite of mine. Yeah, so you don't want to tear it. It's a collector's item.
Exactly. But I'm stoked on this.
So I saw a post the other day that was which sad dad band are you? And I was really excited to see that I was none of them. I didn't know or like
What
any
is
of
a
the
sad
bands.
dad band?
Well, LCD Sound System was one of them.
They're a sad dad band?
I don't think
It took me a second to find it. But,
Yeah.
Okay. So
We
I've been kind of going through my collection and looking like to sell some stuff, and this.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh wow. Holy cow. Is that the original pressing?
Yep.
Oh shit. Wow.
Smells Like Teen Spirit, yellow vinyl, 12-inch.
Whoa.
Nice.
Not that you've checked, but what's it worth?
Yeah.
$400.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean,
that is
that's
crazy.
just a drop in the bucket. I've been kind of going through quite a bit of it, but I also can show you the nerdiness of my room.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Let's see this.
Please.
Oh, of course.
So-
Oh yes. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh yes, yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, Chris
The
Squire.
funny part about this is, look, Atlantic is spelled wrong. Atlantic.
Atlantic.
Atlantic. That's how we say it.
This is the Yes Songs cover signed by Roger Dean in the corner.
Oh, shit.
Other shit. This is Steve Howe Beginning signed. This is Elias and Hillo, John Anderson signed.
Damn.
It's a poster. And then this is the coolest shit ever. So I got this. It's a long story, but I got this stuff from Atco, the original label of Yes and Atlantic. And so this is a proof of the lyrics from Going for the One of my favorite song, Awaken. And as you can see, there's handwritten notes in it.
Dang.
Damn.
And so I met John Anderson at this like really private thing at the cutting room, and I was brought downstairs and I brought him that, and I was like, "Is this your handwriting?" He's like, "Yep." I was like, "Yes,
Yes, indeed, yes. So
yes,
we'll,
yes, and
we'll,
yes."
we'll block out the video, but I'm going to have to show that part.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. Like it was definitely like one of those experiences where I was like, holy shit. And I took a picture with him. I've met him so many times that it was that one particularly. I was like, so basically my buddy was working at Reprise in London.
Mm-hmm.
And he they were throwing out all these files. So like basically everything from the 70s, they were just throwing into the incinerator.
Shit, yeah.
So he was like, Artie, what do you want? Like, I can get any Yes stuff you want. I was like, anything going for the one. Like he said, he could only carry so much stuff. So he brought me a file folder full of all proofs, like all the, because Hypnosis did the artwork for it. So there's I have this gigantic pullout, and like it has all the color recommendations from the graphic design.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's fucking amazing. But it also has all these handwritten corrections of lyrics and shit like that. And so like I was like, yeah, that's what I had to pick something for John to sign because I'd had him sign so much shit over the years.
Yeah.
And so like this was the one. I was just like, yeah, cool. What a weird piece of memorabilia.
Oh, I would love to have shit like that from bands that I like. That because it's just there's nothing else like it.
No, it means a lot to me, and it's weird, and I don't expect other people to understand. But you just saw my room filled with Yes.
Yeah.
Artwork.
So this is a weird connection, but I would say it's kind of the same thing, which is the world all tuned in and watched that Beatles documentary, the new one.
Yeah.
And most people don't understand the process of creating art or music, right? And probably would never sit down and watch something like that, except it was the Beatles and it was pushed so hard by Disney. But I think it blew a lot of people's minds to see what a band practice looks like, how stuff comes together. But getting in the moment of the creative process, oh, here's my notes and oh shit, that line's not right, and you scratch it out and write something else or whatever. Just getting a look at the process, I think, is fascinating for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, without a question. It's I think that also it was eye-opening, as a songwriter personally, how flippant the Beatles were about their lyrics. It was the way that Get Back was written, or some of that stuff, it was just wordplay, It was and at one point John's like, oh, just George, just work with the, just say this, and if this works, and and then the next minute he puts on an acetate of Across the Universe, and you're just like, Jesus Christ. To be privy to the first time that the Beatles got to hear Across the Universe is incredible.
Yeah.
What a song. What a fucking brilliant song. And all of it was and that was the original version. That was the version they wound up going with. They tried a bunch of shit. The other thing it's interesting about that is the amount of material that they all had, that went on for years. Mm-hmm. And when George Harrison plays All Things Must Pass, and they're like, yeah, nice one, George. Okay. You're just like, okay.
Well,
cool,
it gives you, if you know how this shit is done, it gives you an idea of how potent they were. And when you consider the short amount of time that they created all of that music in, it's pretty insane in their whole career. But it's just good shit just leaked out of them.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can see it leaking out of Paul McCartney, literally. And I think George is the most impressive of all of them, just because the way he would sit back and fit in is just brilliant. And and Ringo too. Ringo was just everything about what they were doing was just fitting in around John and Paul, and they just were. It's just the whole thing is, it just, to me, that's just solidified everything that any naysayer could ever say about them.
Yeah,
it's they were just regular dudes who were fucking brilliant, brilliant.
Yeah,
they're recreating the wheel over and over and over again, and it's I'm a big fan, obviously, but I agree with you. It's interesting for people to get to see band practice, but to get to see band practice of the greatest band of all time.
Yeah, writing song after song that that everybody
that are
everybody
like,
knows.
at the time weren't written, but
Yeah.
become ubiquitous in society. It's a fucking nuts. It's a nuts thing to see. It's I don't know. I was blown away by the whole thing, and very inspired, and like, it's like, you can do anything you want, man. Fuck it. Who cares?
Was it Henry Wilson from House of Lightning and Floor who was talking about like the songwriting process being like literal magic? It was Henry, maybe it was somebody else, but it's like you're 4 people are in a room and there isn't anything, nothing exists, and then 10 minutes later there's a song. And it just and sometimes that happens because people have gone and crafted parts and then bring them to the room, but sometimes it just happens from nothing. And it's just like so amazing to be a part of, to like just see it happen. It's so cool. And then to do it is even cooler. So if you've never been in a band, figure out what you can do and go get yourself in a band just so that you can have that experience.
Yeah, it's like there's really nothing like it. That dopamine rush is like, I've been chasing the dragon, since Mind Over Matter. It's like it's always great, and you should never stagnate. You should always progress and do things that you thought you could never fucking do. It's like I have a fucking acoustic yacht rock project that I've been doing that fucking sounds fucking amazing. It's like killer. We just came up with a name for it, Honor Bar. Which
nice. Honor Bar.
You ever heard of an honor bar?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, when you stay at an expensive fucking hotel in Europe and the bar closes and you have to like leave your tab.
Yep.
So you just go down and pour yourself drinks and you leave your tab. It's an honor bar.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
like I just, I as far as music goes, like, for better or for worse, I don't consider myself to be anything special at all, but I've had the bug, since the late 80s, and it's for better or for worse, it's been fun, and it's brought me around the world, and it's like, fuck it, who cares?
Sort of shaped your life, it would appear.
Yeah, and I'm almost
considering
50 now. So
you're still doing it.
Really,
Exactly.
who cares now?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And also the lesson from Cheney's episode was, Entheos has toured with, because Naveen used to play drums for Animals as leaders. So they've toured with Animals as leaders. They've toured with Revocation. And she said, when you see someone who's really, 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 really fucking great at an instrument, there's a reason for it. She said, Dave never puts his guitar down. If Dave Davidson is awake, he's playing his guitar. So there's the get inspired and give it a try, and then fucking put the work in and get better. If you feel like you can't do what you want to do, there's the only thing separating you from that in most cases is just practice. And learning from new people.
I'll argue that point in the idea that like like as a kid, I worshiped Yngwie Malmsteen and shit like that. I quickly realized, and Yes, and Rush and King Crimson and whatnot. But I quickly realized that I could never, ever, ever physically be able to play Crimson. Of course, that's easy. That's about picking notes. But the dexterity of Steve Howe or Yngwie or like people like that, people I really worshipped. I realized very early on that I couldn't do that, but I wanted to incorporate it in some sort of way.
Yep.
So like there is, if you love music enough, you'll find a way.
Yep.
And you discover bands like Voivod, who Voivod was a weird noise prog band. I couldn't play those jazz chords, but certainly it was easier to figure out than a Yes song.
Yeah.
And then you get introduced to Unsane or, something that's like, or the Swans, it's like fucking deeply musical, but very odd. Like nobody can really, like the Swans especially is a deeply musical band, but like weird, where it's this is noise, it's expansive, it doesn't make any sense in the real world. It's like they want people to hate them, but
yeah,
they fucking rule.
There is something about like an artist wanting to push until the listener pushes back. You know what I mean? To go how far can we stretch what you think is music before you break and then you stop listening.
With Joe Grillo from Garrison and whatnot, and called Gay for Johnny Depp for years.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's like that band was, it was like literally that band was designed for people to hate.
Yeah.
That was our whole intention, was like, hey, hate us. We're making fun of macho hardcore, and like, we're making fun of screamo, because it was just like, hey, I can play a bunch of notes and go do 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 do, and and suddenly it's a Seisha song. It's like it was us making fun of that scene, but in England they took us seriously. So
Of course. So mentioning Unsane, and we'll let you get out of here because I know it's late as hell, but mentioning Unsane reminded me of a band that I should look into them, but we ran an Unsane show, and the band that opened for them was a New York band called Fashion Week. Fashion Week?
Oh yeah, Josh.
Fuck,
yeah.
man, what happened to those guys? They were they blew
Josh
me away.
Is still around, Josh Lozano. Yeah, great band.
Yeah, I still have a T-shirt.
I don't think they still play as Fashion Week, but Josh does lots of stuff. He's great, an amazing guy.
Yeah, he was really cool in person, and I love that shirt. It was like a Marilyn Monroe zombie, and half of her face was falling off. I saved that one. It's totally trashed, but
Save that one.
It's like one of my favorites. That was the one where you have kids, you got to do T-shirt check in the morning if you have like school drop off.
Yes.
When like in California, it's like, oh shit. All right, I'm gonna go change my T-shirt real quick. I'm gonna freak out my suburban neighbors too much.
Oh my God, it's the worst. My kid goes to Catholic school, dude. It's like it's like constantly I have to like worry about what I'm wearing. Like I can't even get into it. It's I've had some bad situations where like I show up and I'm like,
oh man.
Oh no, completely. Yeah, my Jess band actually has a shirt that's this Dracula with all these like succubi, and there's blood everywhere.
It's a blood fountain.
It's like a blood fest. And I took my kids to one of those trampoline parks one day, and I looked down and I realized my oldest is wearing that shirt, and I'm like, I can't wear this to the trampoline park.
Dude, every once in a while, you'll mistakenly wear one of those shirts, and like you'll look across the place, and like you'll see some dad or mom, and like, oh shit, you get it.
They're like,
that's the story of our friendship.
Friends for life.
The kindergarten playground is where he and I were like,
this is true.
Huh. Okay, well, maybe there's one other person here I can hang out with.
Jeff was wearing a Mastodon shirt.
Man.
I was wearing a Bad Brains shirt.
Yeah.
We eyed each other from across the playground. It was like, we might get along.
Yeah, I think we probably get along. A couple birthday parties that we were forced to go to later, and that was
That's how you meet dads now, man.
10 years ago.
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's kill it.
Awesome.
It was fun, and I went to our kids were like just organized their own picnic at the school right down the street. And our kids have interesting fashion sense. I will say we got one like full blown 8th grade goth.
Oh yeah.
We've got just a mix of kids, and I walk in wearing my normal metal uniform, and there were 2 other moms and some little kids on the playground. And as soon as they looked at me, and then they looked at the kids, and they got up to walk over to me, and they were like, okay, I get it now. Like that's how you get those dads make those kids.
Those dads make those kids.
Whew, that won't be my kids then.
Yep. All right, couple last questions for you.
I'm going to sleep.
All right, so here we go. Your all-time favorite hometown band?
Mine?
Yeah.
Hometown?
Hometown could be all of Long Island, but let's stick with Long Island.
I got 2.
All right.
Some Majority, for sure, and Neglect.
Nice.
The two different spectrums, but they
Awesome.
for sure.
And if there is one band that everybody after this episode should go listen to,
right away.
Yeah. Well, my other Long Island favorites, Zebra.
Zebra. Are they active?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh hell yeah.
All right. Zebra it is.
We'll let you go. Yeah, we've learned a lot about Long Island.
You know what, dude? You're a Rush fan. You should listen to Zebra immediately.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Their first album from '82. That's the one. That's the one to listen to. It's self-titled.
It's funny. I don't know if you know them, but a band from Long Island that we discovered that actually started this podcast is a band called Moontooth.
Yeah, of course. They're awesome.
Oh, they're fucking great.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Well, and So we've had John on twice now because he's great. And when I first listened to him, I was like, and I looked at the band picture, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, then I think I referred to him on the episode as Joey Caputo.
Caputo.
So it's like, who are these people in Long Island making this music? It makes no sense. Like, who is this Joey Caputo guy? So he's said he's now going to adopt that as his official nickname.
Official nickname. Yep.
Have you guys ever had Imperial Triumphant on?
So I know Steve.
Okay.
Because we played with Pac, with one of the other bands that he plays in, a couple years ago, and I got to know Steve, and I hit him up, and we've gone back and forth. We just need to pick a date. And
I think they're like, they've been my favorite metal band in, for a good 5 or 6 years. They're fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I was in Boston for work, and I always find shows whenever I have to travel, and they were opening a 3-band bill at the Middle East, with Uada was the headliner, and then there was one other black metal band that had a big guy with a podium who stands in the back, and
Commandant.
No, it wasn't them.
Commandant?
I forget the name. But Imperial Triumphant played first, and then I was like, I don't need to see any other bands. Like, I don't care what's happening next. It's not going to matter after what I just saw go down.
Oh yeah, they're phenomenal.
And they definitely are in that line that, like, for me started with Patton, but then goes through John Zorn and all these other folks that have been blending jazz and other kinds of music, heavy. Like, to me, it's like they recognize how heavy jazz really is. Because jazz, like, as an art form in general, is like a deeply heavy thing, even though music doesn't sound like it. But
I'm not the biggest fan, but I'm a fan through prog rock. So yeah.
But no, I think they're brilliant. And that last record, the entire presentation, when you open it up and you have the gatefold open and you see the full height of the building, that's the cover. Oh man, it's such a beautiful cover. I think I have like 3 different versions of it.
Wow.
So
yeah, they kick ass.
Huge fan.
I need to get you off to bed.
All right. Good night.
Appreciate you taking the time. Sorry for the miscommunication. But it was great. And thank you again.
The next time we're in New York, we will definitely, if it's not at the Yob show, we'll definitely go to Saint Vitus for something.
Oh yeah, it's
on my bucket list.
That'd be awesome. Just let me know, man.
All right.
Take care. Have a great
Bye,
night.
guys. Bye.
All right.
Have a great week.
I know. Have a great couple days.
Yeah. So
Short-
should we record at the beginning now?
Hey everyone, we're gonna record the beginning now, but first we got to sign off.
Yeah, we do.
It's a lot easier for me doing the production if we finish and then start over.
That was good stuff.
Yeah, what a great dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's who you want running a venue.
Oh, that's exactly.
He's toured. He's been in bands. He's an engineer. He knows every angle of it.
Yeah.
And is conscientious
And
about.
I'm sure that's why they're, part of why they're so successful is because when you have musicians and people in the industry running or I shouldn't say in the industry because a venue owner is in the industry.
Yeah.
But when you are a touring musician, you're in a band and you've been in so many bands and you know what it's like to go and play little bars and yeah.
I can tell the minute we walk in a venue if like the owners and the management are like, you feel like I would know instantly walking into Saint Vitus, the first person you say hello to, I bet you can tell.
Oh, probably.
It's different. And then you can tell when you're in some venue that some jackass who doesn't even care about music owns and then just has other people running it and they're all scared of the owner and worried about,
Well, I don't know. The owner doesn't like it when we do that.
Fuck the owner. Not in this case though.
Yeah, don't fuck them. No, definitely not in this case.
Yeah.
Definitely not in this case, but yeah, I mean, I'm stoked, and I can't believe that. I mean, St. Vitus has only been around for 10 years.
10 years. Yeah.
I mean, and like he said, really 8.
Yeah.
But
it's like
crazy.
Legend.
It
people will say it in the same breath as they say CBGB.
Oh, it has a life of its own.
Yeah.
Like just the brand, St. Vitus. That logo, and I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, everybody wants to play there. And I can't believe it's only $250.
$250.
It's a $250 cap venue. That's amazing.
I mean, seriously, if I lived near it, I would just have a subscriction, and I would just go to everything.
I wonder if they have a subscription. That would be amazing.
It'd be smart.
Ooh, they should do that.
Let's talk business, man.
Could you imagine? I like that idea. I mean, you buy season tickets to your favorite sports team.
Yeah, you buy season
and
tickets
they're
to the
fucking expensive.
to the repertory theater to see all the plays that they
Exactly.
do at San Jose Rep or whatever. Yeah,
I would buy season tickets at a venue,
Yeah,
like a venue. My favorite, bottom of the hill.
yeah,
Perfect.
season pass. I think it would have to be closer.
Well, yeah. No, but something like that was like. I know always brings in great bands, and even if I've never heard of the bands, they're probably still going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh man, we could pair that with your $10 taco card, and we could be.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at the owner for 1 month of a Taco Bell taco, 1 free taco per day card.
Well, yeah.
Fuck yeah! How do we eat 30 tacos in 30 days?
I don't know. I'll help you with the potato ones.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. There we go.
Sounds good. Well, that was a very. We went a lot of places. He physically went to a lot of places in his house. Most of it you're not going to see because you won't see the video.
Oh man!
But you will see the tour.
I have to beg him to just let us
Nah.
use his bad hair.
We'll see. Maybe I'll run a filter.
Run a filter. Just put like a dinosaur head over the top of his face
Yeah,
or something
seriously.
the whole time. That would be amazing.
It would.
Oh, that would be awesome.
All right,
All right,
everybody.
anybody.
Everybody.
I haven't even been drinking.
No.
All right, everybody.
That was the latest episode of
I think that was episode 69.
69.
Our kids would be so.
I was so annoyed. So there's this last thing. There's this water brand, and they're like bottled water, and their entire branding campaign is like having beautiful people, like getting influencers and beautiful celebrities to just stand near their bottle. And I just realized it's called 138 water.
138.
We learned from the Misfits.
We are
It's
138.
69 times 2.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, so 2 people.
Oh my
69, 138.
God.
With
Wouldn't
that,
be 4 people?
no, I mean,
Because 69 is 2 people.
yeah, but it doesn't add. It doesn't divide by 2.
Idea. I learned something new about the Misfits today that
From
I did
me.
not know. Holy shit. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening to today's
For this
episode
very
of
sexy episode of
Blind. You will submit to me.
69 missions.
Well,
Thanks for joining us for another week of Blind Submissions. See episode description for the links to all artists discussed in this episode, and visit their sites to support them directly by buying their music and merch. Share links to the podcast with your friends, especially if they're in bands. Bands! If you want us to listen to your music on a future episode, please submit one song to blyndSub@gmail.com. That's BLYND sub@gmail.com. Bandcamp's linked preferred, but not required. Find us on our social media at Blynd Submyshynz. Full video episodes are available on our YouTube. Remember, we go in blind so you don't have to. Blynd Submyshynz.
It's Blynd Submissions with Jeff and JD, Jeff and JD, JD and Jeff, JD and Jeff. Blynd Submissions with Jeff and JD, Jeff and JD, JD and Jeff, JD and Jeff.